Hello, and welcome to Cal-JAC's Firefighter Career Expo. Today we're here live at FCTC's brand new facility in Carlsbad. We are super duper excited. My name is Lasana Pakeman. I work for Cal-JAC. I'm the recruitment manager. I'll be your host for today. And so if you're in the area, definitely stop by. We have so much in store. For all of you, we'll be here until 1 p.m., so make sure that you go ahead and do that. This event is free and family friendly, so we would love to have you. But for those of you that are watching virtually, we have a program curated specially and specifically for you. We'll be sitting down with fire departments throughout the entire day, and we want you to learn exactly what it takes to get hired, what their departments are looking for, and many of the programs that they have to help you get hired. You'll also be able to learn more about the CPAT, tips and tricks about the CPAT course, and just so much more. So make sure that you stay locked in. Make sure that you go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, to this page, to our upcoming events so that you don't miss anything as well. November 15th, we have an event coming up called Recruitment in the Spotlight, where you'll have a chance to sit down virtually with National City Fire Department. This will be an excellent opportunity for you to ask your questions live. You can submit as many as you like. We try to get to as many questions as possible during the live episode to answer those for you. And so today, we are starting out the very first interview with Mr. Chris Berry here from National City. So happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So can you tell us a bit about yourself? I know I just mentioned your name, but maybe you could include your name and rank, and how long you've been with the department, and we can go from there.
Absolutely. Good morning. Thank you so much for having us here. This is an awesome opportunity for National City. My name is Chris Berry. I'm currently a firefighter. I'm working as an acting engineer on Engine 31 on the C Division. I've currently been with the department for approximately 3 years now, and I'm our head of our recruitment division, and I'm just super happy to be here and allow National City to get the brand exposure that I think our department deserves. So thanks for having us.
Oh, of course. So you said 3 years. Congrats on finishing probation.
Thank you. It's been a journey for sure.
You're very welcome. All right, so I guess we can start off with what's your favorite part? What's the best part about working for your agency?
So I've had the opportunity to work with a couple different departments through my journey of getting to my ultimate career department, which was National City. And so I've seen a lot of different cultures, a lot of different styles that different departments have. And for me, National City's culture is second to none. So I think the greatest thing that we have to offer and provide is that culture. The group of guys and girls that we have that work for our department are second to none is when it comes to just the culture that we have, the personalities that we have, and really it makes our job not just a job that you're going to. I have the most fun that I can have every single day. So to me, it's not even like I'm going to work. It's just I'm going to my second family. I get to hang out with people that I want to be around and have a good time, train, get better at our craft. And I think that makes our department super special. And for me, that's my ultimate goal is being our recruitment officer and heading our recruitment program, is being able to kind of show that culture, to show people what we're all about and get people excited about working for our department.
Okay, all right. For the person who isn't super well versed on the fire service, you mentioned it's your second family. What does that look like? What can someone look forward to? What is that? How would you describe that?
Yeah, so you'll hear a lot from different departments that, we're very family oriented. For us, we're a small department. We are 3 stations. We're 42 members. So we really hit that home when we talk about family. It's not just something that we say, it's something that we really preach. So with us, we know everybody's, social lives, what they got going on. We know everybody's spouses, their kids, their pets' names. We hang out together off duty. So really that family and being more than just a name and a number on a roster is something that's really important to us. We want you to have a name and a voice at the table, so to speak, regardless of your rank. So I think that's something it's really unique. Obviously, we have a structured rank, but really there is no rank within our department. We all hang out together. Like I said, we're all friends, and it really is like you're going to a second family. So for those who aren't familiar with like kind of the fire service, that is definitely something that's super unique to this job in particular, and I think is something that National City does better than anybody else I've seen.
All right. We are setting the bar very high. I absolutely love this. Thank you. And so for people that want to become part of the family at National City, what are the requirements? What can they look for in terms of being able to apply?
So for us, the bare minimums that you need to apply with our department is you need to be EMT, you need to be 18 years old, and that's basically it. We put you through our own fire academy, so you're going to get all the training that you need through our fire academy if you get hired. But the bare minimums is to be on the FCTC statewide eligibility list, have your EMT, and be 18 years of age. That's it. Our testing process is pretty straightforward. You take your written through FCTC. Once you get a passing score with that, you are eligible to go through what's called an application screening. Make sure that you have all the qualifications and some other things on your application that may stand out to us that make us want to interview you. And after that, you go through your chief's interview, your standard backgrounds, and then you get a job offer and you have the opportunity to go through our fire academy. But one of the things I like to say to people is, don't look at it so much as like what is on your resume and what's going to allow you to stand out. Like for us, we're looking to hire good people. We are in the business of hiring good people. And that's kind of one of our mottos at National City. So don't be discouraged if you see other people who maybe have been trying to get hired for longer and maybe have experience in the fire service elsewhere. It's like, if you see that application opened, we encourage all of you to apply, put in your application, because at the end of the day, you could sit across from us at an interview and we might like you and we might give you a job. So definitely don't be discouraged when we are opened if you don't have necessarily the experience that others might have. EMT, 18, that's it.
So I love that your process and just how streamlined it is and very, very clear and concise. For candidates that have the EMT, they're on the statewide eligibility list, but they're overachievers maybe, or they want to know, okay, how else can I stand out? How can I stand out amongst the sea of people that have the same prereqs that I have? Any advice there? Yeah.
Definitely the biggest advice I can give any candidates who are looking to get hired with our department specifically is to do ride-alongs. Through our website, joinncfd.org, we have a section where you can go and find out more about our ride-along program and get involved there. But station visits and ride-alongs, letting crews see who you are, what you're about, is definitely going to give you the biggest advantage when it comes to getting hired with our department. Not only do you see that we're going to be the right fit for you, you kind of get to see what our culture is and what we're all about and where you would fit in with our department. So that's definitely the best way to make yourself stand out as a candidate and really make your name and your face known within our department, that you want to be here, you want to get hired with National City and be a National City firefighter.
Okay, all right. Well, to give folks a quick preview into your episode with the recruitment in the spotlight that's coming up on November 15th, fun fact about you, I learned you lived on a boat for 2 years. Can you briefly tell us about that?
Yeah, so real briefly, the whole idea kind of came about living on a boat was my parents have lived on a boat for the last 10 plus years. So I was looking at a way to go to paramedic school, reduce the cost and the stress of the financial burden on my wife. And we were kind of looking around of like, all right, how can we kind of make our rent as cheap as possible to allow me to go to school? So we threw out the idea of selling everything and moving on a sailboat, kind of like my parents do. And we threw it out there like to them as a joke, seeing if they would say, no, that's crazy. And they were like, no, absolutely, you should 100% do that. And the next thing we knew, we were selling everything, bought a sailboat, lived aboard on that sailboat for a little over 2.5 years. And then as soon as after we bought it and moved aboard, I got the call for National City and got hired. So didn't need to go to paramedic school after all, but we're no longer living on a boat anymore. But it was a great experience. I would never give that up. It was a really fun time.
Man, so much to look forward to. I'm so happy that you shared that. And just some tips and things to look forward to in terms of your episode that's coming up. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Of course. During the pandemic, we know that we couldn't host an in-person Firefighter Career Expo, and so with that, we came up with the idea of spotlighting a specific department, really highlighting the hiring process, the people, their services and specialties, the next time that they're hiring, and candidates could actually ask the questions that they would have asked at an expo. Welcome to another episode of Recruitment in the Spotlight.
We have room for up to 250 young folks to be a part of our cadet program.
Good morning. We are live here on the CPAT floor in our brand new Carlsbad location for FCTC CPAT. My name is Amanda. I've been here for 7 years as a proctor. I also lead the PT program for the Cal-JAC academies. A lot of questions I get, what is the CPAT? The CPAT is your physical agility test. It's a standard for the entire state in order for you to get on your statewide eligibility list and let fire departments know that you are set physically. The most common questions I ask is, how do I know I could pass? I got an answer for you. When you sign up for your CPAT test, you get 2 free orientations where you actually get to come down, deal with us proctors, and we walk you through each event, and we let you know some tips and tricks on how to get through. Best way to know physically if you're able is to come on and sign up for a practice test. Set yourself up for success. This is where we as proctors take you through the entirety of the test, and we give you the time that you have left, and we actually walk you through each event, and we let you know how you best can utilize that time, because you are at a time test, to go ahead and get you through and put your best foot forward. Most times I get questions of what you can do to prepare for your CPAT. Best thing you can do is sign up for that orientation and practice like I had mentioned, and also start your fitness journey now. Yesterday, but now. This is going to be a walk of life for you for the entirety of your fire department service.
How are you? My name is Jason Shanley. I am a fire captain with San Diego City Fire, also known as San Diego Fire Rescue Department. Super excited to be here at the grand opening of FCTC Carlsbad in San Diego County. What an amazing event. There are hundreds of people. I know that you can't see them, but hopefully you can hear them, and everybody's excited, and it's really, really good to have a resource like this here. I just wanted to say just briefly, I am obviously a captain in the city of San Diego. It's a department that I chose, and there's a million reasons why I chose San Diego City, but one of the things I'll tell you is, look at the weather. I mean, who doesn't want to work in a place like this where you can wear short sleeve shirts almost 90% of the time all throughout the year? But the other thing is we're a larger department. That was important to me. Opportunities for different things is really, really important. You want to be able to do a lot of things. In the fire service, there's a lot of different avenues that you can choose. So on our department, we have multiple specialties. One of them is hazmat. We have heavy rescue. We're the host agency for the urban search and rescue team. We fix our own fire hose. We repair our own allied equipment like generators and things like that. We have the Metro Arson Strike Team, which is our fire investigators, the bomb squad. We have all kinds of things that you can do in our city, plus multiple other specialties. We have 3 helicopters. There's just a lot of things that you can do in our department, and for me, that's really important. I'm the type of person, I didn't want to sit behind a desk, which is the reason, as you can tell, I'm like really high energy all the time, and so this is a great job for me because it's not sitting somewhere knowing what I'm going to do every single day. That would bore me to pieces, and I didn't want that for myself. And so luckily, early on, I discovered the career, but it took me 9 years before I was actually able to get into the fire service. It was worth the wait, for multiple reasons. The schedule is amazing. In San Diego, we only work 10 days a month. And we work 24-hour schedules. So, the average person is 40 hours a week. We work 56. But the time goes by really fast. Work with some incredible people. I believe in the fire service, we have some of the best firefighters in the country. There is absolutely no question about it. The other thing about San Diego is we're surrounded by other agencies. We have Chula Vista, National City. Up north, we have Poway and Carlsbad, where we are right now. Departments like that make for really good teamwork. We work together on big incidents a lot. So there's just a ton of good reasons to be in San Diego. And one of the things I wanted to leave you with, just because I don't know how much time I have left, but one of the things I wanted to leave you with is this is absolutely an investment. You are making an investment into a career. And one of the things that I want you to know, if you forget anything else, don't forget this, that you will never put more into obtaining this career than the career will pay you back. You will never invest more in this career to get it than the career will pay you back. The return on investment is incredible. And the other thing I'd like to leave you with is the best department is the one that gives you an opportunity. I stand by that. So I wish that you all were here, and it's okay. You're going to meet a lot of different departments that are going to be on this microphone and up with Lasana, and you'll be able to ask a lot of questions. And everybody's hiring all up and down the West Coast. So now there's no greater time to get into the fire service than now. So really, shout out to FCTC, Cal-JAC. Just an incredible organization. They are responsible for training more than 10,000 apprentices. I think the fire service has the largest apprenticeship in the country. And so just shout out to this great organization for leading the way in training firefighters all over California and making that a priority. We love being a part of it. I love being a part of FCTC, and so will you. So don't give up. Keep going. All right? Take care. And we hope to see you soon, riding backwards. Take care.
The best advice I can give, if you're going to be interviewing for San Diego Fire, seek help from San Diego firefighters, because our interview process is very different. And if you don't seek help, the odds of passing an interview are very, very tough. Fire interviews are very challenging. For example, they may say, hey, tell me about yourself. Well, that's an education, training, experience question. So if you start answering the question by telling them about yourself, that's very difficult to score against the next person. Coupled with that interview preparation, it's just make yourself as valuable as possible. You're gonna have the minimum requirements, right? But you wanna try to grasp as many other things that will make you valuable also. And some things to talk about that's gonna set you apart in that interview process. For example, professional athlete is gonna set her apart because she can talk about all the experiences and how they relate to the fire service. Just things like that will make you a valuable candidate.
All right, well, we are back again. We're here with you, Fire Chief of the Vista Fire Department. Can you give us a quick intro into who you are?
Sure. My name is Gerard Washington. As you stated, I'm the Fire Chief of Vista Fire Department.
We need I'm sorry, we need you on the microphone. If you
the
could
mic.
start that over,
Right.
I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. Gerard Washington, Fire Chief, City of Vista, and the Vista Fire Protection District. I've been here 3 months, and it's been amazing. It's been a whirlwind, a lot of excitement. I've been welcomed by so many people, and again, I'm looking forward to working with everyone, and I mean that.
Well, welcome to the team. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, so in terms of Vista, why is it a great place for candidates that are here today to start out their career at your agency?
I think it boils down to culture. I know in the fire department we all have culture, right? But Vista is an extremely special place. And I realized that as I was going through the process of being hired as a fire chief, doing my research and my due diligence. And that's the thing that jumped out to me, that family feel, as we all say. But I witness it, and not only in the fire department, but in city government. And I've been in the fire service for 32 years, and I've never seen anything like I'm witnessing in the city of Vista. It's truly is amazing.
So you mentioned a moment ago that you came from Milwaukee.
Yes, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Midwest.
And so it really speaks to candidates that are here today that maybe they're considering fire, maybe they see themselves on the periphery of the fire service. But sometimes you have that wild card, or you have someone come in who turns out to be an excellent fit, but maybe didn't see themselves as that initially. Can you kind of speak to that?
Sure, it is keeping your options open. And the one thing that I have always mentored and coached people on, recognize and be a lifelong learner, but learn about the fire and EMS service. And what I mean by it, not just one demographic area, right? Not just the Midwest or the South. Be a master of what's happening in the fire service across the country and around the world. And so when you do that, it's very easy for you to adapt when given the opportunity. And it is about preparation. That's the key to your success, is always being prepared, not making excuses why you couldn't do something. But if it's something you truly want to do and you have a love and a passion for it, don't let anything stop you. And it may not be in the city that you grew up in. It may be halfway across the country.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so when it comes to candidates that may be older, maybe they have a family or children, we have a huge demographic of people that follow the channel, that are here today, that are changing careers. Any advice for the person who's taken that scary step and they're doing the thing, they're not making excuses, but it's scary, stepping out and trying something new? Any advice?
First of all, for them to even think about changing a career in this time, it says a lot about them. And it is, you want to scratch that itch, right? And it's one of those that do your due diligence, do your research. It's not only we interview candidates, they should be interviewing us. Is it a good fit for them and their family? And with someone that has a career and has a family, that's imperative. You can't do it by yourself. It affects everyone. So make sure you got the green light from the family, because it is tough going through academies and onboarding and that probationary period. But once you get through all of that, it's an amazing, amazing opportunity. And you multiply your family 10, 20 folds, because we are family. But it is taking an initial step, doing your due diligence, and just kind of pushing forward with it.
Absolutely. And so whether you're changing your career or you're in high school and maybe you're just not old enough to apply yet, but you know this is where you want to be, you know you want to be at Vista, do you have any programs that help to bridge that gap?
Yes, we have an Explorer program, opportunities for interns. And as the new chief, a few things that I'm working with, we stood up a recruitment committee as well as a retention committee. And we're reimagining our Explorer program. And so right now we're really right in the middle of trying to figure out, how do we get the best and brightest? How do we have that pipeline from, as you stated, young high schoolers to those that may be switching careers? And it's giving those opportunities. It's making sure that we're in contact with them continuously. I say to all our personnel, the floor, as they are, I said, we have to be ambassadors for the fire and EMS service. And well, what does that mean? It's things like this. Every opportunity we get to speak up on our profession, be enthusiastic about it, be that cheerleader that we need out there talking about what an amazing opportunity. And if it isn't Vista at first, it may be another department, and you get an experience somewhere else, then you will come back to Vista, I guarantee it, because this will be the center of the universe shortly here.
Well, we love it. We're here for it. We want to thank you so much for spending time and for coming in today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
purpose is to serve. Like the fire service, our purpose is to serve others. And if you have a desire for that, have the patience, like the chief is talking about, have the due diligence to follow through with what you set out to do, which means oftentimes if you were to fail, use that as a springboard for an opportunity to succeed the next time.
Yep.
And don't forget to take time to get some help along the way if you need it, and be able to give back to others once you get to where you're going.
And we are back on the CPAT floor. We're going to go over some CPAT tips and tricks. Today, we're going to go over the last event of your CPAT, which is the breach and pull. We're going to walk in, you're going to stand there, and you're going to have such a stance to where you're right under both the breach and the pull. You're going to have 3 sets of the lifting, pulling up, and then you're going to pull down 5 times. That's 4 sets. 3 pushes, 5 pulls. You're going to get into your stance. You're going to lift up, and you're going to position yourself to where you're inside that box and you don't step off. If you step outside that box 2 or more times, you are done. So stay right in there. You're going to go all the way up, all the way down, hook your bar, use that body weight. You want to use your body weight to push and pull down. When you are doing this is the last event. You are fatigued, you are tired. You're going to have a 50-pound weight vest. When you go to hook it and pull down, hold on tight to the very top of that bar and just fall. Let your body weight do the work. See how he's doing that? All the way up, all the way down, 4 times. The main thing is to maintain control of your demeanor and your feet. You just want to pivot like he is, side to side. That is Cadet McDonald showing you how it's done.
My name is Josh Williams. I'm with Redwood City Fire Department, and I'm a paramedic engineer. One of the things our department has done is we've built a pretty good relationship with the community to try and bridge the gap and get firefighters from the community where people might not be considering it as a career. So we do a lot of community events and a lot of community outreach. And then once they get to that high school age, we do have an Explore program. We also have a cadet program for people that are over 18, and that's a great foot in the door. And we also recently started another hiring level that's called a trainee position. And with that position, the only thing that's required to get in is you have to be 18, have a high school diploma, and an EMT certification. And then we actually put you through the academy, and it's a really accommodating program in that we want people to succeed. And so we do an entire mentorship and make very clear the expectations and challenges of being a firefighter to help people succeed in that role. I think that one of the biggest things is those of us that are sitting on interview panels, we appreciate that a lot of people are testing for a lot of departments. But at the end of the day, we want to know why you want to work for our department. So if you want to set yourself apart, really take the time to get to know the fire department you're applying for. Not just how many engines they have and how many stations and what kind of services they offer, but also what is that department culture about. So for example, in Redwood City, we have a really strong relationship with the community. We do a ton of community outreach. We have a ton of different programs, from toy programs. We do a massive pancake breakfast every year for the community. And that's something that's very important to us. So when candidates come in to talk to us, we want to know that they understand that part of our fire department. So if you're looking to get into the fire service, take the time to understand the department you're going to work for. Two things I would put out there about our department, just that stand out off the top of my head. I love a lot of the different things we do, but one is the variety. We have a little bit of everything. We've got high-rise district that's really busy. We've got rural areas. We have WUI interfaces, and we have a boat program, and we protect a large section of San Francisco Bay with that boat program. So I love that we have the versatility that we have, but I also love the size of our department. So at 7 stations, it's big enough to where you have opportunity and room for growth, and again, variety in the nature of the calls. But it's also small enough to where when you go to a fire, you know every person that's at that fire, and you know every person that you're working for. You never show up to a station that you've never been to with people you don't know. All right.
I think to be a good firefighter, you need to be dedicated.
Somebody that's driven, that's honest.
We're looking for people that are strong. We're looking for people that can learn.
Definitely need to have both physical and mental stamina.
Hard work, attitude, effort.
Being a team player, being collaborative in your thought process.
It's a job that you really kind of have to go with the flow. At times you have to be very flexible.
Professionalism is huge.
One has to obviously have some sort of compassion.
People who are very service-oriented. They want to be community servants. They want to make a difference.
90% of what we do is going out and dealing with the public on their worst day.
So I always come to every single call and arrive with a bright smile on my face, looking to assist in whatever way I can.
Why is this the greatest job in the world? Well, because you're not in an office every day.
You're walking into the same place, but you're walking into different situations every day.
Today's fire service is all risk mitigation.
Most of our calls are medical related.
As the first arriving crew, we're like bringing the emergency room to the patient.
We do respond to fires of all different types, from rubbish fires to vegetation fires, vehicle fires, structure fires.
There's also water rescue, hazmat events that could take place.
And then there's other calls like vehicle rescues, cliff rescues, trench rescues.
If it's not law enforcement related, oftentimes we're the ones who are called to handle.
When we come on duty, we do a shift change, and the off-going crew pretty much just gives us a run-over of what they did during their time on duty, what calls they went on, stuff we may need to check over in the rig.
As the day begins after the meeting, we do our cleaning and maintenance of the apparatus and the firehouse.
We need to take care of our station, because if you have a nice station to live at, you're going to be a happy crew.
We need to sweep and clean bathrooms and kitchens.
Making sure that whatever we're doing in the station, we can drop it and be on that rig and ready to respond within a moment's notice.
We have a meeting every morning. It's called Lineup. I go over all the daily new staffing material that's required of them, and so that they have a plan, organization to their day.
Which includes training, could include some fire inspections or prevention.
We also provide our own meals, so members in the fire station are required to cook quite often.
We figure out who's cooking and then we'll go shopping.
Some person will come up with a plan and everybody else will pitch in and help cook. We try to have some camaraderie too. That means that during lunch we play a game of cards while we're eating or something like that. We try to have fun, but it always comes after everything else.
Staying fit is part of a lifestyle for this job.
I thrown my pile of gear that I wear without any specialty tools on the scale, and it came out to 70 pounds.
Every fire station has a gym in it.
We follow a physical fitness program that everyone should participate in.
I keep myself physically fit, and I expect the same from my firefighters. They all, every day, they work out, and I think overall it helps us perform the job safely and efficiently.
In addition to that, while we're here, we try to take care of each other, right? So hydration, nourishment, and also rest is very important.
There's a lot of sleepless nights. Usually we're up running nonstop, so we all sleep when we can.
We are paid, and it is our job to be ready at a moment's notice. And the only way you do that is to train.
Come to the fire station, we train every single day, sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours a day on any aspect you can imagine.
You never stop training, you never stop learning. There's an evolution when it comes to all the knowledge, equipment, technology. We have to stay up on top of it.
Reading the new material that's coming out, the new science that's going on with firefighting and flashovers and down to even medical stuff.
Certainly in the post 9/11 era, it's important that we're trained and adequately prepared to address hazards that are often not seen before.
As a group or a team, we get together and we train so that each person rises up to a level where we can be confident in all of our skills and abilities and perform efficiently.
The fire service being a paramilitary organization, meaning a rank system that involves you coming in at an entry level and having superiors that will guide you through the process of being and becoming a better firefighter.
You don't go all the way to the top if you got a problem. You work through your chain of command from your immediate supervisor on up.
You come in as a firefighter, EMT, or paramedic, and you can move up into the ranks through engineer, where you're operating the apparatus, pumping water at a scene. You can become captain and you can supervise a crew. Then you move into the management ranks, battalion chief, assistant chief, deputy chief. But what's nice about the fire service is the diversity in your aspirations to do different things.
You have the variety. There's always a different challenge you can have, so you can go up and you can go out. You can go either way.
The fire service is a family, and it's an amazing family.
We train together, we live together, we work together, and our families grow up together.
It's like I have two lives. I have the life when I'm at the fire station and the life I have at home. So you have two families, basically.
Working with people that, you know, are ultimately your best friends.
Especially in the hard times, we really support each other, and it's great.
There's always some kind of bond that comes out of every call. Some calls make you laugh, some make you cry together, but it's that whole team atmosphere that I love.
The fire service has been really the most rewarding career choice I could have made, because you get to see the difference you make.
You're helping people that, you know, it's the worst thing that can possibly be happening to them, and you're there to mitigate that.
You know, we see a lot of bad things. I always try to stay positive. The best thing you can do is just come on scene, do the best job you can every single time.
Obviously not every day do we get to save somebody's lives, but over my career there have been those days, and there's nothing better than that.
We're doing a job, yet it doesn't seem like a job.
We're going to buildings that are on fire and working so hard, but it's so rewarding. It's the best job.
All right, and so we are here with you from LAFD. Can you tell us your name, rank, department, how long you've been with the LA City Fire Department?
Yes, so thank you so very much for having me. It's really an honor and a privilege, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to be here. My name is Marcus Williams. I'm a firefighter for the Los Angeles City Fire Department. I've been on the job now for 15 years.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so let's see. So you're here at the Career Expo. You have a table outside. How are things going out there? Because there's so many people here today.
Yes, it's such a wonderful experience, because even before it actually started, the extravaganza we have going on out there, I had the opportunity to see a couple of my mentors. So Captain Jason Shanley's out there,
Oh, wow.
Chief Rob Logan, and also we have one of our young, he got a couple of years older now, but he's one of the chiefs for OCFA. Mm-hmm. I had my start down in San Diego. I'm from Southeast San Diego, born and raised in Skyline, and we had a program through Brothers United, and I had the opportunity to go through the EMT program for absolute free. And at that particular point in time, now Chief Logan, he was a firefighter coming in with that big bald head and just smiling and just so happy, and he would just help us out.
And the best energy, right?
Yes, the best, beautiful energy. I've had so many beautiful mentors down there that have helped me out so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, shout out to Brothers United.
Yes, shout out Brothers United.
Shout out to Captain Shanley, to Chief
Captain
Logan,
Shanley.
and all the work that they do.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about your department. Let's talk about LA Fire Department. And so what do you love most about working for your agency?
What I love most is I've had the opportunity to work with so many different people. Mm-hmm. So I made a smooth transition. I've been a mentee, and I've had the opportunity to be a mentor. So being from San Diego, I've worked with the youth. I was a part of a leadership program, and it gave me all the necessary skill sets to be a mentor. I was a part of a leadership, a gentleman of quality, and through there, when I came up here, I've been mentored by Troy Westbrook and now Captain Nande Kalenga. They have taken me up under their wing, along with Lamorris Wilshire. They have additionally assisted me with interview preparation, giving back to the community, and I've been doing that. And in my current position, working in recruitment, I've had the opportunity to work with so many different youth in the inception of their career. Actually, with our cadet program, we also have a girls camp, and we have youth fire programs. We have magnet schools, and I've had the opportunity to mentor them and to just provide them guidance, because it's always about paving forward, and the African proverb, each one teach one, and I do that on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm. We are very familiar with the work you all do through the CAPS program and just the outreach, the girls camps, the many of the things that you mentioned. Definitely a shout out to Captain Nahara, Chief Larson, and just all the people. You guys do so much.
Yes, and Brother Tate. Yes, and everyone else. Shout out to recruitment. Yes.
And so, what qualities does your department look for in candidates? Maybe independent of just the fire service in general. Just what types of humans make a good fit for the fire service and for your department specifically?
Yeah, so if we have a person that you really have to have a spirit of servitude, because we're going out there and we are assisting the communities. So whatever community you're in, if you work with somebody in South LA, on the west side, San Fernando, you have to really have it instilled in you. Like, our core values before, we had an acronym: SPIRIT, service, professionalism, integrity, respect, innovation, as well as trust. And now we have collaboration.
Can you say that one more time?
Okay,
I like that. Can we?
Yeah, so we had service, professionalism, integrity, respect, innovation, as well as trust. Those are our core values. But those core values, that's what I've learned from my parents. And I've had the opportunity to give back to my mom before she passed on. She succumbed to breast cancer in 2020. And also I had the opportunity to give back to my father, which was a Vietnam vet. So it's all about just giving back to your community, giving back to your parents. And I'm looking for people like that, as well as a person that's going to be punctual, a self-starter, to be disciplined, and also trustworthy. And it's really important to be respectful to each and every one. Sometimes we may not see things eye to eye, but just have that conversation. So it's just very important.
Absolutely, absolutely. What would you say to the person who's listening right now? Maybe they're watching, they're somewhere locally debating if they should come to the expo. What would you say to encourage that person either to come, maybe to stop by your table, or at least to visit a website and kind of take one more step and get more information?
Yeah, so you could go ahead and go to joinlafd.org. and you can get an abundance of information. You could also come on down, go to the Twitter page. Yours truly, I was representing the city in a very professional manner, just like I'm doing right now. So just come on down and get the knowledge. Knowledge is power, and if you have the opportunity to get in front of all these different agencies that are here, and just talk, and we will give you a step-by-step handbook. We help out so many people within LA City from the inception process of their stages on becoming a firefighter. How are you going to be able to be a good candidate? It's all about your education, your training, and your experience. And a part of our new core values is all about knowledge. We need more experienced leaders with qualifications, certifications, and formal education. And we could put all those puzzle pieces together. You just come on down, or you could even send me an email at marcus.williams@lacity.org. We have the CAPS program. We have CPAT. If you're a youngster and you're looking for a program, we have a great drill master right now that's running the Metro Academy down over at Frank Hoskins Training Memorial Center. And we're going to open up the Valley program for the youth, as well as in the harbor. And we also have ELAC. We have so many programs, but it's up to you to start.
To take advantage.
Yes, just like what Nipsey Hussle said. He said it's all about just being on that marathon. And how are we going to be able to run this marathon? It's just putting one foot in front of the other and keep on going.
Okay.
And there's no free handouts. There's no free badges. You have to go earn it. So come on down or contact us. We're waiting for you. And just have an outstanding day.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so very much for having me.
All right, we are back on the CPAT floor. We have a proctor here, Joy. She is a candidate turned proctor now in the actual process. Joy, can you tell us where you are in that process?
Yes, hi. So my name is Joy Petrick. I am currently a candidate in the process with the fire department. So I'm in process with San Bernardino County, and I'm getting ready to interview with a few more agencies. And I'm also a proctor for CPAT.
Awesome. Can you give us a little bit of insight where you're at in that process? So tell us how FCTC has helped you, how this process has worked for you, what you did to prepare yourself.
So I fumbled a lot in the beginning. I failed my first 3 CPATs that I took, my first 3. And I think that it's really important to make that statement and to let people know when you do fail, because it's an incredible part of the process of finding out what you need to do to grow and to better yourself to become that firefighter for the department that you're so lucky to get hired on with. The FCTC, so the written exam, it's a vital part of getting hired, and it's not just about passing the FCTC written exam, it's about excelling on that exam. So for me personally, I had not been in school for several years, and so I needed to revamp myself on my mathematics, on my mechanical aptitude, and even on my reading skills. You have to become a faster reader when you're reading for the written exam. So I took myself through those processes. YouTube was a really big thing for me. YouTube is an incredible tool to use. There's something called the Khan Academy, which is K-A-H-N Academy, and they'll teach you anything you need to know from ground zero up. So I utilize that for my math skills and my mechanical aptitudes. And then for the CPAT itself, finding out that it was a very humbling experience for me, and that my physical fitness is number one. It's first and foremost. Again, for YouTube, there is Beat the CPAT, and that's exactly what it's called on YouTube. I use that to train myself in order to pass the CPAT. Wearing really heavy weights on a Stairmaster, go outside, be outside, go rucking. If you don't know what rucking is, it's putting heavy weights on you, going up hills, getting your cardio up. It's all incredibly important. Another thing that I would do is for the written exam, I would go in, I would take the test, and I would have a notepad in my car when I left the exam, and things that I couldn't quite get and I didn't understand, I'd write it down. I have a notepad that's full of notes of things that I just missed and I forgot, and I would go back and I would go over it again, and that helped me out a lot to get better with all the process.
So those are probably some of the best tips that you can get in getting prepared as a candidate to come through the written, to come through the physical agility test. I completely understand. We do have a written prep course that goes over all these as well. Khan Academy, so good. In this day and age, having YouTube, having all that information, you set yourself up for success. And being a CPAT proctor, what's the #1 question you find you get the most?
Oh my gosh, where do I work? And so, because I'm not actually hired on with a department yet, I'm a little bit of an oddball within the CPAT community, but I find that it helps me to relate to the candidates a lot easier. They're very willing to speak with me, and they get relaxed with me because I'm also in the process with them and showing them that, hey, I failed my CPATs and now I'm a proctor. So it's all about the progression of it. It's not necessarily about...
Right. And to speak to that, I think the best teachers are the people who have gone through it, have failed, have succeeded. So that's great. How should someone get ready for the CPAT if they're coming for the first time?
Work out, do hits. It's HITT. If you don't know, or HIIT. If you don't know what a HIT program is, it's like CrossFit. So lift heavy weights, especially for females out there that are trying to get into the fire service. We have to be very, very strong individuals. Our upper body strength has to be abnormal. It has to be above and beyond other women. And even for the men, we have to be strong in order to do this job. So start working out. Whatever you're doing now, amplify it. If you're going 3 days a week, go 4, go 5. If you're going 6 days a week, do 2-a-days. You have to start amping it up more and more to get yourself ready for the CPAT, but also just get yourself ready for the career ahead of you.
Awesome. Thank you, Joy. High intensity interval training. Cannot express that enough. If my cadets, with everyone I put through the CPAT as well, high intensity interval training will get your heart rate up. It's bursts of your heart rate, bursts of cardio, but also adding in that strength training. For us women, it's your grip strength. You need to be weight training at least 4 to 5 times a week. Get that grip strength up. Thank you so much, Joy. I really appreciate you. Such good stuff. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jaime Serrato. I'm an engineer with the City of San Marcos Fire Department. I've been on there since 2005, so been there for a little bit. Thank you all for joining us online that couldn't make it here for this great recruiting event. But unfortunately, not here to make it. But again, we got some great people coming through that'll be giving you a little bit about their own departments, a little bit about San Marcos Fire Department. We are on the 78, nestled between Escondido and Vista and Carlsbad. We serve a population of about 90,000 people. We have 4 stations. We're fortunate to have 5 ambulances serving our population in our area. We still have ongoing commercial and residential expansion going on in North County, which is a little bit rare for some of the other areas or other cities in our area, which gives us the opportunity for future growth. As far as working or how I got into the fire service, story for you guys is I don't have any family in the fire service, so there are some of you that are in the same boat as me. I had a friend that introduced me to EMT class in 2001. I was in EMT class when 9/11 happened, so for me, my path forward had pretty much been decided. I got hired on with San Marcos, like I said, in 2005, and from 2001 to 2005 did all of my education and prerequisites to make myself hireable, and was fortunate enough to land at the City of San Marcos. It's been a great fit for me as far as the ability to just deliver great customer service to the community that we serve. What makes San Marcos unique, we've been having the ambulance operator EMT program with the City of San Marcos for many years now. But it's a great way for you guys that are looking to explore the fire service to kind of start getting some experience running 911 calls on a fire service ambulance, working out of a fire station, and start getting educated on the work and the customer service that is required to serve your community. It's great to get ready for the next step in your education as well too, getting you prepared for paramedic school, and ultimately at San Marcos too, we are fortunate enough to have a lot of quality candidates come through. We do hire a lot of our firefighter paramedics from within our own EMT ambulance operator program, so great way to get hired as well too. So we're always hiring. We do multiple hirings throughout the year. Best way to get information on that is to go through the City of San Marcos social media page, where we're pretty on top of our job postings, and you can stay on top of our current employment opportunities for ambulance operators or EMTs. Thank you.
No matter your age, if something comes to your mind and you want to do it, right, and you're thinking, should I try this out? I don't know if I should. You're not going to know unless you try. I always try to tell people, keep going until you can't go anymore. And then when you keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, stop, take a little mental break, look in the mirror, say, why am I really doing this? And then keep pushing again. Because I think even in my short 9 years, I haven't worked a day in my life. I love my job, I love my career, I love my family, I love my work family. And it's something that you shouldn't shy away from.
All right, and we're back with another friend of the JAC, another friend of FCTC. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, Andy Galvin with the Glendale Fire Department. Yeah, firefighter paramedic.
All right, and so how long have you been with Glendale?
As a firefighter now, going on 10 years.
Okay.
Before that, I was an ambulance operator for 3 years.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. And so we were just talking about how things are going down at your table. How are they? What are questions you're getting? What's the energy in the space?
Yeah, great vibe. Definitely a lot of people, a lot of good questions coming up. Shane's working with me side by side.
Shout out Shane Baker.
Yeah, Shane Baker for doing all the hard work right now. Yeah, a lot of great interaction, a lot of good questions for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can talk about your department and just, you all have so much to offer. You have phenomenal programs. You've also done a recruitment in the spotlight episode with us.
Correct.
What was that like, and what were some of the things you were able to share?
It was a great experience. It definitely got a lot of good information out to a lot of people that had questions about our ambulance operator program or just about the city of Glendale themselves or the GFD. Definitely helped with the ambulance operator program in regards to its application process. And then with our most recent hiring, we also had a lot of good interaction with a lot of people online and at the station.
Okay. And so when's the next time that you'll be hiring, and what will it take to apply for that process? What are the minimum qualifications and that kind of thing?
As far as when we plan on hiring again, we're not quite sure because we just finished the recent hiring, so maybe somewhere between the next 1 to 2 years, varying on retirements and all. As far as minimum qualifications, it's always highly desirable to have your paramedic license, 18 years of age, high school diploma, GED, California driver's license.
Okay, perfect. So people have at least a year, maybe 2 years, which is enough time to go ahead, go to school, get your paramedic license so that they can apply.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And so can you talk a bit about, so you mentioned the ambulance operator program. Can you tell us, the folks listening, what is the program?
Yeah, our ambulance operator program has been around for a while now. It's a non-sworn civilian position, an EMT position. Myself and Engineer Baker both started in that position. It's a phenomenal opportunity to gain a good introduction into the fire service and what it's all about. You're assigned to a station on a shift. You drive a fire department ambulance, wear a fire department uniform. You respond to all medical as well as any emergency within the city of Glendale, as well as outlying agencies like Pasadena and Burbank and surrounding agencies in Area C. It's a great introduction. Again, if you haven't been exposed to the fire service, don't know what the culture is about, we have a lot of probationary members on the floor, so they get to see firsthand. I got to experience that. I got to see probationary members on the floor firsthand and see what the expectation was and what a company school was like, and just the life of a probationary firefighter and how they got through that portion of their life. And huge advantage, huge benefit to be able to see that firsthand.
Is work-life balance possible in that program, or what is work-life balance? Does that exist?
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a lot of time management. I learned, over the course of time, is a lot of time management, and having the support of a family, which I do, is definitely a huge contributing factor.
Great, awesome. And so that is a bridge program into Glendale. Do you all have other types of programs to help people get hired or introduce the fire service to them before they apply? That
would be our main one. With that program, with the ambulance operator program, you do also have the ability to gain a sponsorship. So if an individual wanted to aspire to be a paramedic, we have the ability to sponsor them to go to paramedic school. That may be sometimes just getting them a seat into paramedic school, but it's still a route that we can get them to aspiring their dreams. We can also provide sponsorships for fire academies. Sometimes it's tuition reimbursement. Sometimes it's a set of turnouts. It varies on the current times, but nonetheless, we try to be advocates for our ambulance operators and get them to where they need to be for their fire service goal. Obviously, we would love to keep all the great ones, but sometimes the timing doesn't work out like that. But nonetheless, they benefit from being able to gain the experience from us, and you get to help them out and pay it forward. So,
I love that your department shows up in the ways that it matters and the ways that candidates really need that support in terms of sponsorship and making a space available and that kind of thing. That's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you also have an Explorer program, right?
We have. It's currently being revamped, correct.
All right. And so I guess we can close on what's your favorite part of working at Glendale? This will be our last question.
I think my favorite part of working at Glendale is definitely the family environment, the camaraderie. I can honestly say the members that I work with are family. As you know, Engineer Baker is the godfather.
He's your brother.
Yeah, he's my brother, right? He's the godfather to my son, my captains that work near me or I work with live near me. I know I can rely on them to check on my family if I happen to be at home or at work. There's another member that's a godfather to my second son. I mean, it truly is a family environment. We really do look out for each other. Everyone knows everyone. We all know our families, and we can rely on each other both at work and outside of work, which I think is extremely beneficial.
This is beautiful. Thank you so very much
course.
for being here.
You got
We
it.
appreciate you. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I know that sounds a little scary, but the one thing I've realized in becoming a firefighter at the recruit level, and even when you get up to the chief level, is that you need to start putting yourself in situations that you might not be used to. And if that's going and knocking on the door of a fire station to talk to somebody, if that's sending an email to the ACFD recruitment, if that is going to a Cal-JAC event, you really need to start getting yourself uncomfortable, because the more time that you do things like this, you will get more comfortable.
Right, welcome back to the CPAT floor. Today we're going to have another tips and tricks for you. This is going to be on event 4, ladders. Most able-bodied candidates, okay, will fail on the ladders because they don't remember just a few rules that we have. When you are taking the ladder and you're lifting it up, you do never touch those beams. You want to touch each rung, put it up against the wall. This is where your legs can really drive it into the wall. You'll notice here, this is Cadet McDonald. He's got an L hook. You're gonna do thumbs down, and you're gonna lift all the way up, and then all the way back down, hand over hand. If it slips more than about this much, it's an automatic fail. So I always tell the candidates, if you're coming through, make sure you have some good grip strength, and if you're gonna take your time at all on any portion of this CPAT test, take your time here and make sure that you have a good grip and you maintain control of your halyard the entire time. Some good workouts for this will be some kettlebell swings, because you want to make sure that your grip strength is top tier. Kettlebell swings, you can do some wide grip pull downs, anything that'll get your grip strength good, and then use those hips to drive that ladder into that wall. You'll be all set. Thank you. Also, if you're gonna wanna save a little extra time here on the CPAT floor, make sure if you take your time here on the ladder and you ensure it doesn't slip, all your walking needs to be at a very quick pace. So when you were a little kid, I like to remember when you were running on swimming pool grounds and you were going too fast and they told you to walk, it was a very quick walk all of a sudden. So anytime you are walking this, make sure you're going nice and fast and it's a very quick pace.
All right. Oh, Brent Pasqua. I'm a fire captain with Cal Fire, San Diego County Fire. So I got into the fire service by attending a community college down here, Miramar Community College. I pretty much went into the admin's office and said, I want to be a firefighter. And they pointed me in the direction. And from there I went on to, I took their EMT class, I took their fire science classes, and I met a recruiter with Cal Fire as one of my instructors for the fire science class, and we became friends, and he mentored me to where I am today.
And is there any advice that you would have had that you should have known before you got to the fire service? Anything you can tell candidates at home?
You know, I kind of touched on it on that last answer was, you know, find a mentor and show them that show them your interest by just showing that little extra interest that you have in the job. You know, where I'd stay over after class. I'd just ask them a lot of questions about the job. I just stood out more than, you know, everyone else. And that's what I recommend is find someone like that, or show someone that you have that little extra interest that separates you from the crowd. So with CAL FIRE, the minimum requirements are you have to be 18 and have a driver's license. You also have to be emergency certified, first aid. Right now we're hiring EMTs, and then there's also other additional required training as well. Yeah, so right now we're accepting applications until November 30th of this month. Yeah, our website, fire.ca.gov, it's really good. It's really easy to work through and figure out how to get to the end site, which is Cal Careers, and that's how you apply, is at Cal Careers. But it's kind of complicated, so I say go to fire.ca.gov, walk through the process there. It'll take you through. It's very easy, and it'll walk you right through the application process. You're welcome. Thanks for having me. All right.
All right. We are here with Poway Fire Department. Can you give a quick intro, maybe your name, rank, department, and how long you've been there?
Yeah, my name's Josh Fernandez. I'm a captain with the Poway Fire Department. I've been there about 17 and a half years, and it's been a really great run, and I hope to do another 17 years or so.
There we go. There we go. All right. So you became a paramedic before coming into Poway. Can you talk about your journey of getting into the fire service?
Yeah, absolutely. So Poway has a minimum requirement of being a paramedic before you get hired, like a lot of agencies. So I got my paramedic license back in, I believe, 2003 or 4. Worked as a private medic for a couple years here in the county, and then Poway was, I think, the second department I applied for, and I was fortunate enough to be picked up by Poway, which is one of my top places I want to work, and they hired me in the spring of 2006 as a paramedic, and it's been a great journey ever since. Being able to use my paramedic skills for the last 17 years.
But recruitment has also changed too, because when you were becoming a firefighter, there were tons of people applying at the same time. And so can you talk about like how that shift has occurred?
Yeah, so about 15, 20 years ago when I was kind of looking to first get in the fire service, it was really, really competitive. I remember sleeping outside City Hall, I believe it was in the city of Escondido, just getting applications for a non-paying reserve job. There was thousands of them just for a reserve job. So
Did you bring a sleeping bag?
No,
Okay.
mistakenly I didn't. So it was really competitive. It was hard to get hired, and then I kind of got discouraged, as did probably thousands of other people. And then there was kind of a paradigm shift in the last maybe 5, 6, 7 years where it's a little bit easier now. There's not nearly as many people applying for jobs, and I think that's kind of statewide. So the last 5 years, if people have gotten a paramedic license, you can kind of almost pick and choose where they want to work, which is both good and bad. We're getting less applicants, but for new hires or potential new hires, they're really excited. They can come in, get their paramedic license, get their, their Firefighter 1, and they have a lot of opportunity for jobs. There's jobs in almost every city. We're currently hiring, I think we have 3 positions available right now for 3 firefighter paramedics. So if you get your paramedic license, you have the golden ticket, and you can get hired pretty much anywhere in the county or the state.
And like you said, lots of different agencies are hiring right now.
Absolutely. I feel like it's just an ongoing recruitment process. I mean, we're constantly doing what we can to get new hires. That's why we're here with the rest of the county, trying to get the best of the best, for sure.
Can you speak to some of the special specialties or opportunities that Poway has to offer once you become a firefighter and you're working there?
Yeah, so the City of Poway does a really good job of kind of tuition reimbursement and kind of helping to foster whatever desires you have, whether it's like USAR stuff or technical rescue stuff. So anytime guys or gals want to do some like specialty things, like we have a USAR team that we're sending guys to. If we want to do that kind of stuff, we'll pay for the training, whether it's out of state, in state, pay for the tuition, help those guys kind of reach their goals. So we're constantly getting guys for single resources for strike teams, but we really try to foster an environment that creates for helping you to pay for the stuff and really get out there and grow, not only vertically for promotional stuff, but also horizontal if you want to do rescue stuff, task force stuff. So it's a really good environment for those really ambitious who want to grow their careers. So it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. And so when it comes to career advancement, so you've gotten your paramedic license, you're now at Poway, and so you're participating in some of these specialties. Maybe you do USAR. How does Poway help you to advance within your career?
Well, that's a good question. So they're really kind of, they're on the cutting edge as far as constantly developing new task books to help create task books for their engineers' positions, for our captains' positions, for battalion chiefs. They really want to kind of create an environment for people who constantly want to grow. So we have a really good mentoring program at work, and we have a lot of OC opportunities. So we're one of those rare departments where guys can OC up out of class assignment to the next position. We'll have firefighters that OC up to the engineer's position, engineers at captain's position, and even captains in battalion chief positions. So we're constantly trying to create that path for development, which makes it really fun and keeps people motivated to kind of grow their skill set.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so when it comes to the event itself, what are some of the questions you've been getting at the table today?
Oh man, they're all over the board, but a lot of them are really entry level. A lot of them don't have any experience with fire service. They're not EMTs, which is great. So they just want to know, what does it take to get hired? Like, what do we need to do? What do you recommend? And so we're just kind of open and honest. Here's what you need to do. Recommendations are for wherever you want to work. Get your paramedic license, and opens up a lot of doors, and also do a lot of research. Know where you want to work geographically. Know what kind of pay you're looking for. There's a little bit of a difference in pay up and down the state. How many calls do you want to run in a day? Think longevity for your life. Are you married with kids? Do you want to run 15 calls a shift? Do you want to run 5 calls a shift? Like, what are you looking for? You're looking for a lot of horizontal growth. You're looking for more of a family environment, small department or large department, more opportunities. So I'm just trying to educate people, like really be specific where you want to work. And I think you can afford to be a little bit more picky these days as opposed to 20 years ago. You kind of just, hey, please give me a job. I'll work wherever you want. I'll do whatever you want for free. Now it's like, hey, just take your time, get the right qualifications. We highly recommend getting your paramedic license, and then do some research, do some station visits, whatever city you want to work at, and kind of get a feel for the culture there, because everywhere is a little bit different, and see what's the best fit for you, as I tell people, and just kind of be patient. Mm-hmm. It's a long haul, but it's well worth it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you are a reflection of Poway at all, then this is clearly an excellent place to work.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very informative, and just have a very Zen-like vibe. So we're so happy that you were able to come in.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we are back on the CPAT floor. With me, I have Mitch, FCTC Program Director. Mitch, what is FCTC? When we're coming through this process as a brand new candidate, that's probably the number one question I get. Where do I start? Where do I go with this process?
All right, so FCTC stands for the Firefighter Candidate Testing Center. And the way that you get started is go to fctconline.org and create a profile. That's the very first thing you need to do if you want to get hired as a firefighter in California. Once you're in there, then you can schedule and utilize our different services and resources. So those include the CPAT test, which we've got the course right here behind us. That includes orientations and practices for the CPAT. That also includes written testing. So upstairs at our new facility here, we'll be able to offer the FCTC written test. And so that is how you get started. You make a profile at fctconline.org, sign up for these tests, get prepared, make sure you're physically fit, make sure you've done the studying required to do well on the written test. And then once you pass both of those tests, and if you're 18, have a valid driver's license and a high school diploma, then you go on our statewide eligibility list. And there are currently 175 different agencies in California utilizing that list for hiring. So needless to say, if you want to get hired, this is a process that you have to go through. That was very long.
Wonderful. No, thank you. I do have to ask you, now that we have this beautiful brand new location here in Carlsbad, what opportunities are now available here in this area?
Yeah, so we're super excited to have this new location really for accessibility. Anyone that's watching, anyone that lives in the San Diego County area, and really Southern California as a whole. Riverside County can also be serviced by this location. So really it's about accessibility. We're just super excited that more candidates will be able to have access to the test, to CPAT, and to a job in the fire service.
Well, thank you so much for that information. A common question that I always get, is there financial aid available, and what qualifies me for that?
All right, well, there are numerous ways to qualify, but the short answer is yes, there is financial aid. At FCTC and the Cal-JAC, we don't want anybody to be priced out of this dream job. And so through our partnership with the California Fire Foundation, nonprofit here in California, we're able to offer financial aid awards. And so if you want to take the CPAT or the written test and you don't have the funds to pay for it, currently it costs $160 to take the written or to take the CPAT, and it costs $50 to take the written test. If you can't afford that, apply for the grant. It's on our website, and it covers the entire suite of services that we offer. So testing, test prep, all of the above. And it'll be covered by that financial aid award, and it's pretty much as easy as that. Ways to qualify, check the application on our website, but essentially there's a number of ways that you can prove that you have financial need. So I'll kind of leave it at that and say that we'll also work with you. If it's legitimate that you have financial need, then we'll get you the financial aid.
Thank you so much. That was such a wealth of knowledge from Mitch, the program director himself. Thank you so much. That was everything right there. All your FCTC questions. One thing I'm really excited about is that written prep course that we're going to have down here as well. So thank you.
One thing that I'll add for our audience is
You're not going to ask me a question. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Josh Scarborough. I'm a division chief in charge of operations with the City of Coronado Fire Department. I've been on the job for about 23 years now, and enjoy living and loving the City of Coronado as well as the greater San Diego community. One of the things that I'd like to talk to you about today is why my department is so great. And when I say that, I don't say it to be egotistical. I say it because it is a department that has a huge connection with the community, who loves to support us and reach out, and we spend a lot of time with them. Additionally, we also have a lot of opportunity within our department for growth, personal growth and professional growth, as well as opportunity to be out in the community. And finally, with that one, family. One of the things that drew me to the department I work for now is the camaraderie, the family. Beyond just our interactions at work and with each other, we also spend a lot of time off duty together as a group, on trips, vacations, special events, things like that. It's a great area to work, and we love to be, spending time with each other around the dinner table. I'd also like to address there's, the concern of getting into the fire service at a later age. One of the things that I would say is I started in the fire department when I was 25. We have hired people everywhere from 25 to 42 or 3, I think is the oldest that we've hired in recent years. People change careers, people change what they like to do or want to fulfill in their lives, and this is a great opportunity to do so. I would not be afraid to jump into this career at an older age. If you're physically capable, usually older candidates come with a lot of life experience that helps them be more successful earlier on in their careers, and because they've already taken a lot of the life lessons that they've taken from another job or their careers previous and applied to our positions. That's a tough question if you're not sure about joining the fire service. This job, I'll admit, is not for everyone. But what I will say is that people who choose this profession generally have a largely fulfilling life for helping others, serving the community, serving others. And quite frankly, I would do nothing else. I have sustained injuries and I've had medical problems related to work, but I wouldn't give it up for anything else. This job has offered me more self-satisfaction in the service of others than any other profession or job that I've had prior. I would absolutely recommend this job, but
Medic 131, Medic 132, Medic 133, Medic 135, Truck 131, Truck 1, commercial fire.
I love my job because when I come through those doors in the morning, I don't know what kind of challenges I'm going to face.
People call 911 because it's probably one of the worst days that they've ever gone through. To go out there and make a difference is really rewarding.
I have the best job in the world. They let me drive a rig like this, which is unbelievable to me. I still can't believe it sometimes.
We're a mid-sized department that is big enough to provide opportunities to work in different types of first-ins. We're small enough for you to know who you're working with each and every day on a personal basis.
We're constantly striving to better the department, move forward, be innovative.
The organization is growing, so there's a lot of opportunity.
This department has given me the skills and the abilities, it's given me the equipment, the tools, and it's also made it financially secure that I could raise a family.
Ontario Fire Department's a destination fire department. When you come here, you don't leave.
All right. So we promised at the beginning of this live stream we would have departments for you throughout the day talking about their hiring process, all of their programs. We hope we've delivered. We have yet another department here. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Sean Silva, and I work for the Ontario Fire Department.
Okay, and so yet another excellent place where candidates can come to start and hopefully end their career as well.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's been wonderful for me, and nothing but good things. It's been a good 5 years.
Okay, all right. Can you talk about maybe your journey into the fire service and just becoming a firefighter?
Okay, so I started out in community college, and I found someone in the fire tech club. It was post-2008, so there wasn't a lot of people hiring. It was a pretty rough time. And the fire tech club there really assisted me in getting all of my fire classes taken care of, learning a lot, realizing this is what I want to do. So I got my EMT, worked on an ambulance as 911, and I was able to run calls with the fire service. It really opened my eyes, and truly that's what I was going to go after. Saved some money, was able to go to paramedic school. That was a big requirement at the time. So finished medic school, again, able to run more 911 calls, and did my academy, which was able to get hands-on with hose, ladders, a lot of the tools, and been very fortunate enough to be picked up for the Ontario Fire Department.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so what were maybe jobs that you had or careers that jobs you pursued before becoming a firefighter?
A lot of it was pre-college, which is smaller jobs locally, but a lot of it was geared towards fire and towards EMS because early on I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So it was 2 years I volunteered at La Habra Heights. I worked for Cole Schaefer on the ambulance. As a paramedic, I worked for AMR, being able to run 911, and just all through those jobs, working my way through college, and then finally getting hired at a professional career fire department.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, we're so happy to have you here today. You have a table outside. I hear it is bananas. It's just excellent energy outside. Wild, but in the best way. What are some of the questions you've all been getting at the table?
Yeah, it's pretty wild out there. There's a lot of candidates, a lot of people that want to work, and that's great. That's what I like to see.
Okay.
A lot of questions. People are excited about the fire service, and they're all on the right path and doing the right thing. And we're getting a lot of questions about going to the academy. Last year, we were very fortunate enough to start our own academy. So that's right. So we have a lot of that going on, a lot of training over at our department. And it's really helpful for people that maybe they have a family and they can't afford or they don't have the time to go to their own personal academy and not work for that many months. So that's very beneficial to them to be able to have our own academy and have them still earn their wages, but also train to become a firefighter.
Can you speak to that, to maybe the balance it takes, or like any advice you have for someone who's pursuing Ontario who does have a family and the expectations there?
Sure. So when I was going through the process, I didn't have a family, no children, I wasn't married, and still it was difficult to save enough money to not work for that 5 or 6 months, or medic school 8 months, and pay your way through the school while not making those wages. But now with a family, I understand it could be extremely difficult. Things are expensive, and people truly, they still have that passion and drive to be a firefighter. And I feel like having our own academy opens up that door for these people that have the passion to be to work this job. So it's nice to see people coming in older. We have all age ranges, and it's nice to see that kind of drive and be able to do that, whereas before that door was closed to those people, and now it's open.
Now it's open. Now it's open. Well, we talked about like a family atmosphere at Ontario. Can you speak to that a bit?
Sure. So we're a big, happy family. We're a medium to large size department. We have 11 stations as of now, and we have a lot of people in the department, and I feel like we're very tight. Everybody knows each other by their first name. We know each other's, we know their spouses, our kids, what's going on in our lives, and it's really great because I have my family at home, and I love spending time with my family, my beautiful wife, Vanessa, and my lovely children, Gabby and Isabella, and it's great. And then I go to work, and I have my work family. And my work family, my home family, almost like we talk about each other, we help each other out, if we have problems, what's going on, baseball. And so it's really cool to have kind of those two sides, and you feel like you have support both from your family side in your work environment, but you also have support from the people you work with into your family at home as well.
Okay, all right. Well, this is beautiful. Shout out to your family in case they're watching at home. I guess we will go ahead and round up with skills. Are there any particular skills that you're looking for in recruits that may want to work for Ontario?
Sure. So a couple of the recruits outside, if they're a little bit older, they have their current job. Some are electricians, some are plumbers, some do concrete, and those skills are extremely helpful in the fire service. My engineer, Danny Riza, was a concrete person for many years, and he's helped the department in so many ways, just whether it's building something at the station or being able to transfer those skills onto the job. Same thing with plumbers, electricians, and not just at the station on a call. We might have a water leak or an electrical issue, and we'll know maybe this is a dangerous issue, and I wouldn't have known that because I wasn't an electrician. But the person that was a prior electrician, they know, hey, we need to stay away from this, and maybe we need to call Edison, or maybe we need to do these protective measures to keep us safe at that electrical panel. So they're very transferable skills, and they're very helpful for us.
Beautiful, beautiful. So there's a place for you at Ontario.
Oh, there absolutely is. Yeah, if you have a good skill, I mean, we're going to utilize everything we can.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, we are back down on the CPAT course. I went ahead and found us a candidate just walking around. This is Kyle. He's from Richmond. He's joining us from a very long way away. So how did you hear about today's Career Expo?
So back home, we just have a couple contacts, and he happened to give us a heads up. We were trying to go to the event in NorCal, but signed up a little too late, so we were able to come out here.
Nice. So having pulled him from the CPAT course, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I just want to know, what have you learned today from our CPAT course?
So the biggest thing for me was or the biggest surprise for me, I guess, was the sledgehammer swing. They tell you to get your basics, how to stand correctly, do everything right. It was a bit of a surprise for me. My first swing almost completely just whiffed, but it was really helpful. The proctor did a really good job of explaining to me proper, technique, I guess, and it was really helpful.
Thank you. So you have not taken your CPAT test yet?
I have not. I'm currently deciding whether or when I'm going to schedule the exam and the written exam.
Perfect. So having never taken the CPAT course, you got to get some hands-on training today, but we also discussed orientation and practice. Do you plan on doing an orientation and practice? You get 2 free ones when you sign up for that CPAT test.
Yes, I plan to take. I plan to take full advantage of everything FCTC has to offer. The practice and orientation is going to be huge for somebody who's never been able to do the test initially. So.
Right. So you've started your FCTC profile. Since you haven't taken your CPAT test, have you taken the written?
I haven't taken the written yet. That is also. I also plan on signing up for the written exam.
So I did hear you do have your EMT, which is number 1 to just get started. You got that, so great job doing that. Next, you've got your CPAT and your written. Before you do all that, your written test, there is going to be a prep course too in Northern California where you're from. Do you plan on doing any written prep courses possibly?
Speaking to somebody today, they from NorCal, they told me something similar. So yeah, I expect to be taking that as well. Yeah.
Beautiful. So I have just one last question for you, Kyle from Richmond. So having talked to any of the recruiters out here, did you find value in today, and what did you learn from any of these recruiters?
Yeah, it was a lot of help. Like I just mentioned, I spoke to Contra Costa. I spoke a little bit to San Diego. I actually found out that Contra Costa, their process is a lot different from how it is out here in SoCal. So that was big news to me. It was a lot of help too. So they did a lot to kind of set me on the right path for it. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being a sport and coming on here. I know this is a lot. It's cameras and lights, but you're doing great, and I wish you well in all of your endeavors. And anything the FCTC could do for you, we are here. We got you written. We got your CPAT. You heard it. Come to the orientation. Come to the practices. You'll set yourself up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name's Dave Abraham, captain with the Escondido Fire Department. I've been with the Escondido Fire Department for 22 years, and I find myself incredibly blessed to have, one, found the fire service as a career in general, and then secondly, to have found the Escondido Fire Department in particular, and had the joy to be able to have a long career at the same department. And obviously I have a biased opinion, but I think possibly one of the best departments that you could work for. And I just want to talk a little bit about the culture of the Escondido Fire Department, and then also what we offer today's fire candidate coming into the fire service. So what makes the Escondido Fire Department unique and a special place to work for? When you're coming into the fire department, they talk about this family atmosphere and how it's really more than just a job and a career. It's a way of life, and it's the friendships that you have. And that is true through the fire service as a whole, but there are varying degrees of that. And in Escondido, that is one of the very unique things that we have, where we have an extreme family atmosphere. We take care of one another. We care immensely about how we're training, how prepared we are to do this job. And you can see that in our culture, where we've had events like Stashtoberfest that really began as just one of our firefighters having a need. We had a firefighter that was suffering from cancer. He had a need, and it turned into this huge community involvement charity program. And that's just a little bit of a testament about what we're willing to do for each other. And now that's a program that's helping firefighters in need all throughout the state. So our department, we have 7 stations, 7 engine companies, a truck company, 5 ambulances, and we do have some unique programs that really help the entry-level firefighter coming into the fire service. One of those in particular is our EMT program. We were one of the first in the county to implement this program, and what that has done for us is it's provided us some time to really hone the program, and what we've done is we've turned it into a hiring program that we pipeline right in from EMT all the way to firefighter paramedic. So you start as an EMT. The minimum requirements is a high school education, a driver's license, and a graduate of an EMT program and a licensure. Once you have that, we bring you into our fire department, get you on an ambulance working with a firefighter paramedic, and start gaining the critical experience that you need that is more than most people get before they go off to the next step. And once you're in our pipeline, we help you through the process. So we assign you a mentor. You're part of our family now. We care immensely about your progress, and we keep track of that and make sure that you're on track. And once you're in, we help you through paramedic school. We make sure that you're successful. Our EMTs going off to paramedic school have a 100% success rate in passing medic school. I believe the average candidate going to medic school has about an 85% success rate. So it's just a testament of what we're putting in to our folks that are going through our pipeline. After that, there's no specific order, but you also will go to Fire Academy. Varying levels of assistance that we provide getting through the Fire Academy. Once we get your Firefighter 1, you're really off and running. You now have experience. You're working paramedic. You have a Firefighter 1 Academy. We roll you right into our in-house academy, and you've made it. You're working as a firefighter paramedic with the Escondido Fire Department. We've had this program for so long that approximately 50% of our working firefighters today have all come through this program. And again, that's a testament to the success of it, and also to our investment in it, because we're investing in this program. It's a relationship. We're investing in you. You're giving back to us and our community in Escondido, serving as a firefighter paramedic. And we keep that going so we both have successful outcomes. Once you get on with the Escondido Fire Department, we do have a couple pretty amazing things that not everybody in our area offers. One of those things is a dedicated truck company that's staffed with 4 firefighters. Fairly unique. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's a truck company, which is the technical rescue specialists of the fire service. And what you are doing is you are 100% focusing on those skills so you can master your craft as a firefighter. That is the coveted position on our department, where you are going to all the fires, all the rescues, all the crazy calls. You're a top performer at the Escondido Fire Department, and you're getting one of the best jobs.
All right, well, hello. Can you tell us your name, rank, department, and how long you've been with Heartland Fire Department?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. My name's Louis Kinoshita. I'm a firefighter paramedic for Heartland Fire and Rescue. I've been with them. I actually just hit my 10-year anniversary this past October. It's been 10 great years. Flown by.
Okay, and so where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Sacramento. In 2008, when the market did what it did, I decided to come out to San Diego and just kind of see what opportunities were available. And I got into the Heartland Fire Academy in 2009, and that was kind of the start of how this came to.
Mm-hmm. So we were talking a second ago, you were saying, man, I didn't see events like this when I was trying to become a firefighter. Tell me more.
So back when I was trying to get hired with the fire department in 2006 and 2007, you would have to go do station visits, and that was a thing. And that was the way to kind of network and figure out who was hiring, what programs they had to offer. This is my first event where it's just strictly fire departments. It's very unique, and I think it's awesome. I wish they had something like this when I was coming through the process.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So for everyone watching at home, we do want you to know that all the different tables, all the different exhibitors that are here today are all different fire departments. All the interviews that we're doing for everyone that's watching on the live stream, all different fire departments. So thank you for shouting us out in that way. We appreciate that. So can you speak to, I notice on your badge it says SWAT. Can you tell me more about that acronym, what that stands for, and just what that means?
Oh, yes. So I work for, like I said, Heartland Fire and Rescue, and specifically in the city of El Cajon. We have a SWAT medic program. I believe it's been going on for about 25 years now. We're one of the few programs in the state now where we're armed medics. They actually just sent me through a police academy, so I went through a reserve police academy. Part of what this is, there's different programs around the county that involve this. We just have some minor differences between them all. But what we're allowed to do is we're basically able to operate medicine, do medicine in a hot zone. So traditionally, the way the fire service is, we wait in the cold zone until the police make it safe. We're able to actually go in with them and apply medical care when needed. So it cuts down on the delay.
Okay, so you kind of get the best of both worlds in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Can you tell me about other opportunities available at Heartland?
So we have starting from the high school age, I believe 15 is our cutoff. We have an Explorer program, or participate with some of the local high schools within like our department. So La Mesa, Lemon Grove, and El Cajon. I believe it's one evening a month and then one Saturday a month. They'll come out and they'll get trained up on how to put the gear on, how to throw a ladder, pull hose, and basically train in all the basic skill sets that they'll need to do this job.
Okay, all right. And so what about those things makes Heartland an excellent place for someone to begin their career?
So we are a smaller department, relatively speaking. We have 8 different stations throughout our 3 cities. Because we're a small department, we actually have a lot to offer with it being a small department. So we have our USAR program, we have our SWAT medic program, we have, I'm trying to think, the reserves. I'm drawing blanks now after we talked about it. But we have a lot of different things and a lot of different hazards that are in the city. Like we have a very busy airport, so airplane crashes is something that when I got hired I didn't think I'd ever be on, and I've been on several actual crashes. So there's a lot of different things that keep the job interesting. Mm-hmm. And then we also run a fire academy out of our training tower, so you get to see excuse me, a lot of different departments from around the area. We all train together, and we basically have a big pool to pick from.
Mm-hmm. So lots of versatility. I mean, you do this, and it sounds like there's ample different areas you can go into.
Correct.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then how about what requirements do you have for candidates that would love to apply? They're listening to this interview right now. Man, I really want to work for Heartland. Where can I go to find more information?
So we have an Instagram tag. It's at Heartland Fire. And then we have at heartlandfire.org for our website. And that's where you can find our applications for our job process when we're hiring, for the Explorer program, for the Reserve program. Basically any information that you need to know. Our chief's messages on there are basically the locations of the different stations and programs that we have. You can find more information on there.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Well, I hope people go ahead and find you and submit questions. I want to thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, we are back down on the CPAT floor. I snagged Proctor Winston Jackson. He is retired from Santa Clara County Fire Department. I just have a couple of questions for you. Looks like we're having too much fun down here, but what are some common mistakes that you find on CPAT testing day, and what would you like to tell everyone preparing to come here?
Well, the biggest thing is that some of the candidates don't prepare themselves, and that's huge. If you just take some basics and look at the video, that's a great place to start. Check out the video. What are you getting yourself into? And you'll be able to see some of the things that you can prepare yourself for. We also have the ability to come for an orientation or practice. That is invaluable because that's going to give the candidate the chance to actually look at the equipment, talk to the proctors, get some really good tips on how to shave a few seconds here and there. And it's more fun for the proctors because we get to talk to the candidates. On test time, we can't tell them anything more than the basic instructions, and by that point, they should have prepared themselves for a test date so that they can be more successful. And
So what I'm hearing is we actually get to have interaction with the candidates. That means on test day, we have to just run them through that test. We give them the rules, where to go, and the guidelines, but it's up to them to come here and educate themselves further on what proctors want to do for them, correct?
Exactly.
All right, so I have another question for you. Since you are retired now, when do you think they should start their physical agility lifestyle? Should it start here at CPAT? Should it start before? And what do we do after the CPAT once they've passed it?
Well, like I've told a lot of the candidates, this should be something that you prepared yourself prior to this. Exercise, being ready to take this test is one thing, but it's going to be a process that's going to be ongoing. Even after you're retired, it should be part of your lifestyle, because this 10 minutes that you're going to be going through the test is nothing compared to being in a real academy where you're going to be doing physical things all day long, weeks at a time, months at a time, preparing yourself for the entry-level position. So it's got to be something that they think of prior to coming here for the test.
Several times I've seen so many proctors counsel cadets or candidates who've come through and haven't been successful. Number one thing I hear is, if you want to get into an academy, this is such a basic and standard. This would be something like a warm-up in an academy. Can you speak to that? Can you speak to how they train in academies?
Oh, exactly. This 10 minutes is really just an exercise. It's a warm-up that you would just be doing, because it's so physical, it's so demanding, that to make it easier on yourself, if you've done the prior preparation, you're going to be able to get through the academy. But yeah, this little test that we have here is nothing compared to what the rest of their career is going to be like. So
I do feel like this is a nice wake-up call to those who aren't preparing themselves. Another question for you, on actual test day, where do you find the most failures occur?
Failure to follow the basic instructions. The candidates that aren't prepared will make mental errors, and once they've gone past a certain point, they fail, and there's not much we can do to correct that. We give them the opportunity for same-day retest if there's a position available, but it's those mental errors that they're just not familiar with what they're getting themselves into, and they have a tendency to fail.
Right. So what I'm hearing is we need to prepare ourselves. Orientation, practice. You heard it here first. Come talk to our proctors. Come to an orientation day. Come to a practice day. Get hands-on with the tools. Sometimes a lot of candidates have never even touched a sledgehammer. You know, you pick it up, it's 10, 15, 20 pounds, and you go to hit, and you've never swung. So it actually has a little bit of technique to it. You have to have a little bit of strength to it. Thank you so much. You've been awesome. Enjoying your retirement?
It's a wonderful club to be in, and I recommend it highly for everyone.
I can't wait. Thank you.
Our purpose is to serve, like the fire service, our purpose is to serve others. And if you have a desire for that, have the patience, like the chief is talking about, have the due diligence to follow through with what you set out to do, which means oftentimes if you were to fail, use that as a springboard for an opportunity to succeed the next time.
Yep.
And don't forget to take time to get some help along the way if you need it, and be able to give back to others once you get to where you're going.
Hi, my name is Deandra Van Houten, and I am a firefighter with Contra Costa County. Yeah, we actually kind of got quite a few of our own programs that we offer within our department. So we actually have our own boat program, we have our own dozer program, hazmat, rescue, and we actually are in the process of just starting our own medic program. So that's another great opportunity. And we're kind of in the works, hopefully in the next year or so, of kind of creating some more preparatory options for people that are trying to get on the job to come out. So kind of classes along the lines of interview prep courses, fitness courses, a women's prep academy, girls empowerment camp, bringing back our explorers program. So hopefully in the near future we'll have a lot more for everyone. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I think advice giving to any women in the service or things I wish I would have known. Obviously, our job is very physically demanding, and I always like to start off the bat by anyone I mentor or talk to, female or male, is to join a CrossFit gym. I really am a believer that the exercise that you're going to get from a CrossFit gym really correlates to our job, but also the workouts you're going to be doing in that environment and competitive environment is always going to outweigh than you may be doing something on your own privately. So I would just say join a CrossFit gym as of yesterday, and that's a big part of your life. And to just keep your head up and keep going forward. It can be a long hiring process for some folks, but I think you've heard it before, but it's the best job in the world, and it's definitely worth it in the end. Why do I love Contra Costa? I think for me, it's just the department itself. You're not a number there. You are taken in as a person, a part of Confire's family. Everyone has your back. The department as a whole is really supportive. If you have an idea or a program or something you want to do to better, they have your support and your back to help you better the department. And it's been an awesome experience for my entire hiring process through the academy, through probation, being out on the line. It's nice to feel a part of the family and not just another person or another number, that it's home. Advice for someone changing careers. We've actually had a lot of people here today that are kind of in that boat, maybe mid-30s, big career change, and no matter what, it's the best job in the world, like I already said once, so I think it's worth the change, and that's okay. But I think a lot of people don't take into consideration of how much of an advantage you have. We don't look at you maybe being older or late to the game. We usually look at that person as someone who has life experience and wisdom and has overcome and accomplished a lot of problem solving. So I would say really in your interview, in this entire process, you got to find a way to really discuss and tell us about all those things you've got to do in your life. And it could still be something as little as being a captain in high school on your soccer team. A lot of people don't realize of, doing an Ironman event or being a rescue swimmer in the Navy. Those are all things that we want to hear, and those are things you should be bragging about. So don't look at it as you're late to the game. Look at it as you've accomplished so much in life, and you're going to get another big accomplishment of being a firefighter one day. Thank you.
Well, hello, we're back again. Can you give us a quick intro in terms of your name, department, rank, and how long you've been there?
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity being here. My name is Modesto Martinez. I'm an engineer for the Chula Vista Fire Department. I have 23 years experience with the fire service. I've been with Chula Vista for about 10 of those.
Okay, all right.
Most importantly, though, I'm here because I'm a recruiter. So trying to give back to what the fire service has given to me.
Okay, all right. So outside speaking to people, and so how's the expo going for you? I mean, you guys, how's your table? What is it looking like?
I got to say, one of the top two, if not the top table out there. We really have invested a lot of time into recruitment, becoming a member relationship with Cal-JAC, and we definitely came here to shine. And I got to say, as we worked up to this event, that we knew that this was like the highlight of the year. And having the opportunity to participate in the Recruitment of Spotlight event that we hosted, as one of those being those good events, this is definitely one of them as well. Yeah. If you can tell by my voice, I'm losing it. So if that can shed light on I think the impact that these firefighters are having out there with these candidates. That's it. That's it right there. So job well done, and we appreciate being here and having the opportunity to speak to future firefighters.
Thank you so much. And also with that, your department did do a recruitment in the spotlight, and so now you're here for the Career Expo. If you were talking to candidates, how would you explain the difference between the two?
Well, obviously, with the recruitment in the spotlight, we don't get to we don't get to have that personal interaction. I feel that when I speak to you and you're really good at bringing out the best of us, that you can share my enthusiasm for the job. But until we're out there and I can speak to the candidates of how excited and passionate about we are, not just myself, but all the firefighters, and share our story, and the results are tangible. We can see the smiles, whether you're talking to a 15-year-old girl who thinks this is what she wants to do, and the next thing she's getting is an invitation to the fire station, or I just met a 45-year-old gentleman who, when I asked him, are you going to be a firefighter? And he's like, well, I don't know. I go, no, you absolutely are going to be a firefighter.
There it is.
So seeing those smiles, being able to get those touches is the value of having the expo for sure.
Perfect. So here at the expo today, you're able to ask all your questions in person. You're able to see people in person and kind of get that personal touch. And then with recruitment in the spotlight, candidates are able to upload their questions live, and they can still engage with you, but it's a little bit different. They get to watch and meet multiple different firefighters from your department.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great opportunity.
Beautiful. Well, what are you telling the people outside? Tell me about some of the specialties and opportunities.
Okay, yeah, I got to say, a little biased to Chula Vista, and I came from another agency about 10 years ago to Chula Vista Fire Department, and unlike most people, I had the opportunity to work with two great fire departments. And I got to say that, but with the opportunity that's in store right now for future firefighters, we are still an expanding city. And we offer a diverse community, diverse demographics, and ultimately, as firefighters, you want to run calls. So as the city continues to expand, so does our call volume. So opportunity-wise, for a future firefighter, our call volume has since risen 20% roughly over the past 3 years. Our population continues to expand. With that is opportunity for firefighters. We have 2 more stations that are planned to be developed and built over the next few years, and multiple academies. So back-to-back years of 20 to 25 person academies, which again, more opportunity for promotions down the line. An opportunity that Chula Vista also has is for entry-level positions. We recruit for EMTs on our ambulances, which we have also sent to paramedic school, which we can then hire on our ambulances and then in our fire academies. So we really offer the foundation. We pave the way for you to have a promising career for our fire department.
Can you say that again? Because
right, yeah,
it's amazing.
It is. It's a great opportunity, and you look out here and what do we have to offer? That maybe some fire departments don't. It's an investment in our people. With the developing ATS system, we can hire you like entry level as an EMT, and the expectation is that we will provide you those calls, all you need to get the experience you need. And that we have given the opportunities for those EMTs to go to paramedic school, work on the ambulances, and then if they're interested, hire them in our fire academies. So we really like to, Chula Vista is a homegrown department. There's a lot of people that not only work there, but live there. And it's nice having that group of people we can pull from.
So why are we looking anywhere else? This is it.
Exactly. And ultimately, though, when I do speak with people, like we also not only invest in our own, but when I speak with candidates out there, we are investing in the fire service, which is what we're all doing. So if they decide for some reason not to go to Chula Vista, I hope that the Chula Vista Fire Department recruiters have a hand in them getting a job elsewhere.
There it is. As we start to wrap up, would you like to leave candidates that are listening in with any advice or anything like that? Maybe earlier you mentioned you're getting a lot of people at the table who are older or maybe have a family. You want to speak to that directly?
Yeah, it's a great question, and obviously being a little bit older, I think I can identify with some of those individuals. I have a family. I have a wife, 2 children. When I decided to make it wasn't a career change, but I restarted, and with Chula Vista Fire Department, I understand the stress that goes with that, and there was more riding on that decision than any other decision career-wise up to that point. So ultimately, know that obviously it's a sacrifice. However, I know with the Chula Vista Fire Department, and I'm sure with any department, we understand that investment piece. That if you invest in yourself and you invest in the fire department, know that we will invest in you. The academy is not there to fail people. It's there to prepare you in the fundamental skills of what it takes to be a firefighter. And ultimately, older generation, they have trades that a younger generation may not. They have the life experience that we need to help lead, because we all know the fire services, we need people like that.
It's been beautiful. Love talking to you every time I see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
I just had it in my head that I'm going to do this no matter what it took. It was just chipping away one class at a time, not looking how far away my goal was, but just taking it one step at a time. They say the only way to move a mountain is one rock at a time. So that's what I was doing. And when I was applying for fire departments, every time I got told no, I just refused to take that as an answer, and I applied somewhere else, and I applied somewhere else. And I actually was in the process with Vacaville, got almost to the end. I was in backgrounds, and they said, we're gonna go with somebody else. And they told me no. A couple of years later, I came back. They liked that I was persistent, and they gave me the opportunity. The only person who doesn't get hired with the fire department is the person who stops trying. So if you're lacking in the physical fitness category, just start working at it little by little, and before you know it, with a good diet and consistent exercise, you don't have to kill yourself and work yourself to death, but just doing a little bit every day and getting better a little bit every day, eventually you're gonna move that mountain and you'll be ready. And like I said, here in Vacaville, you don't have to be, a top level athlete. We will get you to where you need to be. So as long as you're trying, we're gonna help you, and we'll get you right where you need to be.
All right, we are back on the CPAT floor again. We grabbed Denise from Chula Vista off the CPAT floor. Denise, what have you experienced here today?
I've been spoken to from a lot of people, like firefighters here. I've learned quite a lot.
So I have to ask, how old are you for you to be thinking of your future? Where are you at in age?
I'm 15, and I'm starting to look at what I can do right now to better myself in this career path.
I love that so much. She's 15, she's here, she's working on her and her future. Now, have you had a chance to go through the CPAT course at all?
I did go through some of them. Some of them are quite hard. I'm going to look forward into training to bettering myself, like fitness-wise. But some of them, I feel like I have it down at some point. So yeah.
So that's good. So it's all up from here. You start, you got your hands on some things, you got to see the course, you got to know what's in your future. That's awesome that we get to help set up that way. What did you find was the most valuable piece with any of the recruiters that you spoke to today?
I learned that it's not just, there's a wide field of firefighting. It's not just firefighting, there's investigation, there's so much to do with it, and then it can be hard, and I'm really up to it. I'm willing to train myself and I'm just really looking forward to the future and starting my career now.
That is awesome. And as a woman, I hope you feel that coming to these career expos, meeting any of these recruiters out here, you should feel that you have a ton of support. We're all here. We're all rooting for you. Next generation should come up nice and strong. Have you had a pretty good time here today?
Yes, big time.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. You did great.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Raymond McQueen. I'm a battalion chief with the Orange County Fire Authority, serving Battalion 10 in the city of Irvine. I'm glad to be here. We're at the FCTC grand opening over in the city of Carlsbad, and here we're orienting all the applicants and potential candidates in terms of the fire service, what they need to do to get involved, what fire services and agencies are available for everybody. It's a great day. It's a really good day today. That's a really good question. So one of the things about Orange County Fire Authority and all the fire departments, we take candidates and applicants from all walks of life. A lot of people have already started their career, whether it's the military, the business world, finance, or anything physical fitness or sports. And a lot of times they're looking for a career change. Just depends on various factors in their life. The thing about the fire department, there's a place for everybody. We have candidates who are just starting their career and candidates that are looking for a career change. With the thing about Orange County Fire Authority, we have a place for everybody. They can work on engine companies, truck companies. We'll take candidates as they are. We'll put them through our own application process in coordination and collaboration with the FCTC. They'll go through our Recruit Academy, and we'll teach them everything they need to know about being a firefighter. It's a very rewarding career. There's a lot of opportunities for lateral mobility as well as upper mobility, and you develop a lot of friendships along the way. You even have a family, a fire service family, and you have a long career with the Orange County Fire Authority and every fire department here today. That's my advice for them. Come as you are. We'll get you hooked up. We'll get you started, and we'll start you on your track to becoming a firefighter.
What's something you wish you would have known before you got into the fire service? Like something you just kind of, oh, I wish I had known that.
Absolutely. Before I started the fire service, I started when I was pretty young. I wish I would have known how many opportunities there were available to us as firefighters. It wasn't until I got in and I started at a young age where I realized firefighters do more than just fighting fires. We fight fires, but we also engage in a lot of special rescues, whether that be hazmat, aircraft rescue firefighting, technical rescue, urban search and rescue, SWAT paramedicine in collaboration with the police department, as well as aerial operations. There's so many opportunities available to candidates in the fire service. It's all a matter of what you want to do, and your motivation is the only limiting factor. Whatever you want to do in the fire service, you can do. It's such a rewarding career.
Any advice for someone who is in the interview process, like something that will help them stand out as a candidate?
That's a very good question. If you are in the application process, getting ready for your interview, or if you're already in the interview process, our recommendation is whatever city you're going to apply for, whatever agency you're going to apply for. For example, if it's Orange County Fire Authority, we recommend that you come out in person, you do a station visit, get to know the crews of the station, get to know the crews within the battalion. We'll orient you in the culture of the fire service, and we'll do a lot of preparation for the interview. We'll talk to you about the most common asked interview questions that you might see on your interview panel. We'll also talk to you about some of the shortcomings that candidates make and other ways to make yourself more competitive so you can prep yourself to be the model firefighter that we're looking for. Come out and visit the firefighters, visit the crews, do a station visit. We're always open, our doors are open, and we're willing to help anybody. We're looking for the next generation of firefighters in our agency.
During the pandemic, we know that we couldn't host an in-person Firefighter Career Expo, and so with that, we came up with the idea of spotlighting a specific department, really highlighting the hiring process, the people, their services and specialties, the next time that they're hiring, and candidates could actually ask the questions that they would have asked at an expo. Welcome to another episode of Recruitment in the Spotlight.
We have room for up to 250 young folks to be a part of our cadet program.
All right, so we are here. We're back again. We're here with LA County Fire Department. Can you give us an intro in terms of who you are, how long you've been with the agency?
Well, thanks for having us here today, or having myself represent LA County Fire. My name is John Tran. I'm a firefighter specialist with LA County Fire. I've been with them for 13 years. And once again, thanks for having us.
13 years. Is it fair to say that you love it?
It's absolutely fair. I love it. It's definitely a passion, which is not a job, it's a career.
Kudos on that. All right, so what do you love most? What do you love most about being able to work for LA County?
The best thing I like about LA County is the opportunity. The opportunity for me to reach out for whatever specialty I want to go into. Our department's we're very large. We're probably the largest around here. And there's so many opportunities that you can have. You can be a boat captain. You could be the lifeguards. You could be the air ops, paramedic on a truck. So we offer pretty much anything you can think of, we offer. So that's the best part about the county.
Okay, incredible. And so when we were talking a moment ago, so that you have tons of specialties, which you just mentioned, I'm sure you've been talking about all of these things all day to all the folks outside. How's your table going out there?
It's great. It's great. It's surprisingly, it's going really great. Great questions that we're getting. A lot of young and older, which is perfect. And we're letting everybody know there is an opportunity for everybody. And just give them the information, and hopefully one day they'll be with LA County Fire.
We definitely want this event. We want folks at either end of the spectrum to feel very, very welcome here, to ask questions and get the information. But when we were speaking a moment ago, you mentioned that you serve on is it a diversity committee or how?
Yes. So LA County, we just introduced this diversity team, Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And what that office is I'm a part of, we're trying to include everybody into our programs to let them know, hey, the information is out there. Especially we're targeting African American, Asians, females, LGBTQ+, just anybody out there, to let them know, hey, we're an option. If you need information, we'll give it to you, because we understand sometimes in certain communities, they don't have the same options as other communities may have. So that's why we're going to go in there, give them the information, let everybody know that they do have a chance to become a firefighter, and hopefully with LA County. If not, we can give them the means to become a firefighter with elsewhere.
And I know that your department has so many affinity groups, and just groups that really, really focus on women or the Stentorians, or there's so much there. Can you speak to that as well?
Yes, we have the Stentorians for the African Americans, Los Bomberos for the Hispanics, API, which I'm a part of, for the Asian American Pacific Islanders, and the women's group for the women's. So overall, we're pretty well represented, and we're pretty much on the same page as far as what our goals are as a department, and just us as people, what we want our department to be like, which represents us.
Yeah, definitely. And the world is such a diverse place, so to be able to make people feel welcome, whether they're a first-generation firefighter, that kind of thing, that's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we spoke earlier, a lot of our department are made up of first-generation firefighters, which is, when I started my career years ago, I didn't have any information. I had to go out there. We didn't have these type of events. And if I would have had these events, it would have been less stressful, I should say. I think one of the things that a lot of firefighters lack is direction when we're trying to get onto the career, when we're starting. Where do we start? The most common question I get asked out there is, where do I start? And what do I tell them? You just did it. If we had these type of events back then, it would have been such a great stress reliever, just being able to have the information. The one thing that we found is the difference between being second generation firefighter as opposed to first generation is just access to information. And the same information I will give to anybody out here or anybody I run into is the same I would give to my kids, you know, or my relatives or friends. So they're getting genuine, good information for not just our department, but just for the career and the path and how to get there.
Incredible. We're in direct alignment on a lot of things.
I hope so.
Even in the marketing for this event, we always want to make sure that the people who the message may not trickle down to, that they hear that you're welcome here, that we want you to pursue the fire service. And
absolutely. And, you know, we're not used to come to these events. We're usually we're usually in our own events, but this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity to reach more people, and what you guys are doing it's amazing. And hopefully we continue this partnership throughout the years to come.
So too. We definitely hope so too. And so can you tell the folks listening on the live stream, because they've committed to join us all day, and so they're still here, what are the minimum qualifications? What does it take to get hired at LA County?
So with LA County, you're going to need a high school diploma or a GED, valid ID, driver's license, your EMT card, and your CPAT, which is only the approved CPAT from the 4 locations, which is here, the El Monte location, Central and Northern California. And as far as that goes, that is pretty much it. Now, the thing is, your EMT and your CPAT cannot be expired during the duration of your testing process, which is up to the academy date of graduation. So the one thing I'm telling everybody is 6 months out, get them renewed. So that way we don't hit those what if moments in the academy, and then you find out, well, you just didn't make it because of your expiration date.
So time frame, if you could give me an idea, time frame on, you apply to LA County, you hear back, you come in for oral interviews, you go through the academy, and you said graduation from the academy. So what does that time frame look like?
So right now, that time...
What could it look like?
Right now, what it could look like is up to a year.
Okay.
Depending on what roadblocks are ahead of each individual. So everybody's different, but on average, it's about a year. But our department, we're working with the rest, with the big county, and to come in with a program where we're going to hopefully narrow that down to a little bit sooner. But once again, it's because of the process is so vast. We're the largest department out there, and what we're getting thousands and thousands of applicants. The last time we had a hiring was in 2019, and that's finishing up this year. So now, if this just kind of gives you an idea, it took us 4 years to get through just that testing process. So some people are waiting for even a little bit longer. So, but we're trying to speed that up now. So with the new hiring, or the new in the future, it's right now I'll say about a year.
Okay.
But hopefully sooner.
All right. And so last question would be your journey. What was your journey like into the fire service?
Well, I pretty much knew I wanted to be a firefighter when I was younger. Got out of high school, I was told about the Air Force specifically. So I joined the Air Force as a firefighter, and that's the one advice I tell everybody, is the Air Force was great. The fire department is outstanding. I joined that, did that for 4 years, got out, got hired on with small departments, and then just kept on applying for LA County. Then finally, about 3 years out, I got hired by LA County, and yeah, now here I am 13 years later.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, it has been incredible sitting down with you. Shout out to all the humans that have been able to get this DEI program off the ground, from your fire chief to 1014.
Oh yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah.
And it looks very bright.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
are back on the CPAT floor. We have Cadet Sean McDonald. He is joining us from our 23-1 Paramedic Cal-JAC Academy up north in Sacramento. So I have a couple questions for you, okay? Where are you in your process?
I'm currently in the Cal-JAC 23-1 Paramedic program. We are finishing up the didactic portion and then heading into our clinical and internship.
Do you feel you are prepared for those clinicals?
Yes, I do. We have great instructors that are there if we need any information or guidance.
Okay, nice. So I know that there are a ton of recruiters out here. Have you learned anything from any of these recruiters out here?
Yes, I've been able to talk to quite a few departments. They've given me information on interview tips, the kind of camaraderie around the stations, what they expect, and a lot of the salary information, which is important.
In California, salary is very important. So I have another question for you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Cal-JAC Academy? This is fairly new. We do have an EMT Academy as well as a Paramedic Academy. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Cal-JAC Academy is a great academy that successfully prepares EMTs and paramedics for the field. The academy is run in a paramilitary style, which means they expect greatness, respect, integrity, and toughness. In the classroom, like I said, we have great instructors that are there for us if we need anything. And out of the classroom, we have the best physical trainer that prepares us not only for the CPAT, but for what to expect in the fire service.
She sounds like a great gal. So I have to ask you, you are going to be a firefighter after this. What do you think the best thing that we could prepare you for at FCTC as well as the Cal-JAC Academy? How have we prepared you to be the best candidate out there for the fire service when you go to apply for a job?
Our instructors and our physical trainer push us to be the best we can be. They expect the most out of each and every one of us every single day. I've had a very good time being here, and I've met a lot of awesome people, and I've learned a lot of great things from everyone that I've had the pleasure of learning from.
That's so nice, because I know all of the academies tend to stick together. Once they go through an academy, they go into their didactics and their training, and they tend to stay friends. So I have to ask you, now that you've been on the CPAT course, have you taken your CPAT test at all?
I have not yet, no, but I feel very prepared now.
So what has been your favorite event so far? Now that you got some hands-on training, where do you think your favorite event was today in the CPAT?
I'd have to say the push and pull is very fun. It's a full body workout, and it really pushes you. So I really like that one.
And you got to be on camera for that one. He got to show you the proper way to do it, which is part of the CPAT tips and tricks that we went over today. Okay, so after today, and once you do your didactic, do you think you'll be going up and down the state for any departments?
I'm going to be applying everywhere. I'm going to try to get my name out there, and hopefully I can make a second family somewhere.
Nice. Well, that's all the questions I had for you. Just giving my thoughts on today, your physical agility test is something you always want to prepare for. What I always tell my cadets, especially when we're training, is nutrition and sleep. If you are going to prepare yourself for this physical agility test, you need to be on your sleep. You need to be hydrated. I would say no less than a gallon of water a day to physically get you prepared and mentally get you prepared for what you're going to face, not just here at the CPAT, but also in your firefighter career. I tell that to all my Cal-JAC academies. I tell that to all my candidates coming through in the process. So make sure you hydrate. Keep nutrition and fitness #1 on your list, because it's going to get you through your entire fire service career. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This city's constantly growing. It's a great place to raise a family. A lot of the members of our department live here as well.
I love this area because you don't feel like you're in LA. You're 45 minutes away from the beach, from the mountains.
Plenty of mountain biking trails, you get the mall and different things. There's always something going on here in Rancho.
The expectation is you don't know what to expect. Every day is different. You don't run the same call.
We're an all-risk department.
Medical aids, which is the majority of our calls, on top of fires, traffic collision.
TAC response, our tech rescue, hazmat.
Any type of circumstance that happens in life, we are there for.
You don't necessarily have to have a fire background in order to succeed here.
You want to be a perfectionist at what you do. You want to know your job inside and out.
Everybody's here to support you in your journey and your mission to be the best that you can be.
Lots of opportunity for learning, for training, for advancement, for growth.
People that are working here are good people. Just from day one, I've always felt loved and never felt like I didn't have the help that I needed.
I've gone to a few other training stations and it's nothing like this. This is a huge playground for us.
We go to the training center and we're training with our crew, working on crew choreography, so everything comes second nature.
Whether it's a residential structure fire, commercial structure fire, TAC med scenario, active shooter incident, there's tons of stuff that you can do here.
We have the ability to rappel off roofs, to do rope rescues, highline rescues, and find space. The ability to work on structural collapses. We're only limited to our imagination.
I'm learning something new every single day, and that's what I love. It's that opportunity to grow. It's whatever you make of it.
We are definitely on the forefront of innovation. They're doing it right here, and that's what I want to be a part of.
We live 24-hour shifts. You work about a third of the year at the fire station.
You're going into a burning building, you're in critical situations with these people, you're eating with them, you're living with them, you're working out with them.
From the chiefs on down, you know everyone, you know their first name, you know their kids and their dog's name.
We talk about everything. We talk about life. We talk about the job.
You could go from laughing and joking at the kitchen table, but when the call comes in, it's business.
It is the best job in the world. We have fun and we get to serve the citizens of Rancho. It's incredible.
Our department's a great opportunity and they gave me a shot for a job that I've always wanted, doing something that I love to do. I'm super happy to be here.
Every day is different. All I know is that when that tone goes off, I know that we're going to make a difference in somebody's life.
And it's fulfilling and rewarding in all aspects, and it's a dream come true for me.
It is hard, it will be tough, but that's what makes it special.
You're capable of more than you realize. I didn't know I could at first. I pushed myself to limits, and here I am today loving every moment of this job.
All right, so we are back with our final interview with one of my personal favorite people, Chief from Livermore-Pleasanton. So can you go ahead and just give us an intro in terms of who you are?
Sure. My name is Joe Testa. I'm the fire chief of the Livermore-Pleasanton Fire Department, which means I have the awesome responsibility of representing 128 amazing people that work for our organizations. For our organization, over 10 stations in 2 cities.
Beautiful. You were one of the first firefighters I got a chance to work with early on in my career.
We've been doing this together a long time, and it has been amazing. We love our partnership with Cal-JAC.
Indeed. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we have a couple questions lined up for you today. So Livermore-Pleasanton is a mid-sized department. Can you tell me more about what that means?
Yeah, I think it provides a really great opportunity for somebody who wants to really take control of their organization and build their fire department from the ground up. So we're big enough that we're a full-size department. We have a hazmat team, a water rescue team, off-road vehicles, boats, technical rescue. We participate on the USAR team 4 out of Oakland. But we're small enough that we don't have a big administration, so we really rely on our firefighters to design our next fire engine, design our next fire station, recommend what equipment that we carry. It really comes from the fire station. So we end up with a lot of pride and ownership. And then additionally to that, the fire service as a whole is a family, but at a mid-sized department, it's really true. You know everybody in the organization, you know their significant others, you know their families, you participate in events together, and it makes it very much more than just a job.
Absolutely. And so just based on my own knowledge of your department, I know that you really, really help people throughout the hiring process and really support them through that journey. Can you talk a bit about the bridge programs that you all have?
Yeah, so our organization has always been focused on building the next generation of firefighters. It's a culture that we foster, and in fact, I demand. I've told a number of people today, if you stop by any of our fire stations for a meeting, call first and make an appointment. If they say no, then you call me. I have never received that phone call. So our people are out there helping the next generation of firefighters. And 2 of the programs that we use to do that locally are our Explorer program. So in partnership with Boy Scouts, we have young adults, 14 to 21 years old, who come in and experience firefighting training and ride-alongs in a somewhat limited capacity. And then a little bit more advanced is our firefighter reserve program, or reserve firefighter program. And they can actually get a lot more into hands-on. We had a big commercial fire fire recently and had our reserve firefighters there, and they worked well into the night for many hours, providing a ton of supportive functions. And we look to them to be the next generation of firefighters. We hope that they land at our department, but a lot of times they end up elsewhere and have amazing careers, and we hope other organizations are doing the same and we can grab some of theirs.
Kind of, we will all work together, right?
We do, we do.
Absolutely. And so just when it comes to, you know, you've gone through the reserve program or the Explorer program at Livermore-Pleasanton, you're now a firefighter there. What does Livermore-Pleasanton do to help people in their careers once they become a firefighter?
Yeah, I'm sure it feels like finally getting the badge is the end point, but honestly, it's just the start point. We promote, at least through the rank of battalion chief, all of our people internally. So we are looking to our firefighters to become our next engineers. We're looking for our firefighters and engineers to become our next captains. We're looking for our captains to become battalion chiefs, and hopefully that new firefighter that we hire today, a couple decades from now, will be the next fire chief of our organization. So to do that, we do constant on-the-job training. All of our crews are training just about every day, if not every shift that they're on. But we also do some additional things. We do in-house training for fire engineer. We put on our own driver operator 1A, 1B classes certified through the state, truck certification class, and then we do some engineer workshops. We have a captain's academy, so you think that your academy's over after your firefighter academy, but it's not. We have a captain's academy actually going on right now to develop our next generation captains. We do the same thing for battalion chiefs.
Okay. Well, it just sounds like there's so much in terms of preparation, and kind of you're always helping people to look forward at that next step and what that could look like.
Yeah, I think in our organization and all fire service, we're recognizing that you're not going to get to use some of the most challenging skills all of the time. So in order to prepare for that, we're constantly training. So kind of the high risk, low frequency is what we train on. Our people are pretty good at medicals. We don't do a whole lot of training on medicals because we get the hands-on every day responding, but technical rescue is a little bit more rare of a skill for us. So we'll train just about daily on some things like that.
Okay. And so what does it take to get hired? For the people that they're hearing you right now, they want to work there. What does it take?
And we want you to come work for us. So look for us when we have a open recruitment. We're probably about a year out from our next recruitment. We have one going on right now, but they're already at the interview phase. We hire firefighter EMTs and firefighter paramedics. For our EMTs, we tend to look for a little bit more experience, maybe some experience with another fire department. Definitely a fire academy. For our firefighter paramedics, we are looking for a paramedic card at this point. In the Bay Area, I assume it's the same down here. Paramedics are in very high demand. So we'll give you the fire training. We'll teach you how to function in the firehouse and use the fire apparatus if you come to us with that paramedic card and those skills.
So they're hearing it from the fire chief himself. This is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's the state of the job market right now. The good news is, workers in our industry being in demand in the Bay Area, we're driving high pay. We have a great contract for our firefighters, good retirement, good benefits. So the employers treat their employees very well. They always did, but I think it's really good right now, and we're hoping that attracts the next generation of great people.
Oh, most definitely. And so, being that top-ranking person at your department, can you walk us through what your journey was like getting into the fire service?
Sure.
And can I add something to this? So your journey into the fire service, and then something you wish you knew before becoming a firefighter.
Okay.
2 parts.
All right. So my journey, everybody has their own journey. Everybody has a slightly unique path. Mine was more of a fell into it. I set off to become a park ranger, and I started college and realized that probably wasn't the major for me. So my second semester, I took EMT and realized what I should be doing in my life, and that is being a first responder. So took that to paramedic, and then kind of started volunteering in my community where I thought I could provide those paramedic skills, but they provided me the fire training as part of that to be a volunteer firefighter. And I was hooked. The academy just hooked me. So as soon as I was done with the academy, I started testing. I did not get my first job. I did not get my second job. I did some stupid mistakes. I didn't do great on a written with a jurisdiction in the North Bay. But I figured it out. You know, I persevered and was able.
Look at you now, you're the
Yeah. So I think if the one thing that nobody told me and I didn't figure out on my own back then is that there is, like the fire service is a community, people pursuing the job also have a community. And that community is here today at this event. That community is at the junior colleges, taking fire science in the academies. Form that community, talk to those people. They know who's testing. They know what the requirements are. They know the next steps. Nobody told me to bring ice cream when you visit a fire station or cookies. Well, you get a lot better reception with a little something sweet in hand when you come to the door. So just form that community and get those tips that way.
Incredible, incredible. I think it's so important for candidates to be able to hear a realistic journey, you know, and we've had multiple people throughout the day share their realistic journeys, but I love that we get to end it with you. And so thank you so much. Can you let folks know where to find you online and just kind of where to get more information about Livermore-Pleasanton?
Definitely. Our website is lpfire.org, and I'll give you the number to our headquarters. It's 925-454-2361. You can set a meeting with one of the members of our recruitment team. They'd be happy to sit down with you for an hour or two in the station and talk about our organization, but also the fire service as a whole, if we're not the organization for you. And then we also allow ride-alongs, so please come ride along with the Livermore-Pleasanton Fire Department and get to know us in that capacity, how we really live and work.
I know I said I was ending. I know the team hates when I do this, but I just have one more question. If there was a piece of advice that you would like to leave people with, what would you kind of encourage them to do, or what would that advice look like?
Yeah, if you've decided that that firefighter is your goal, stick with it. You will get to the job if you stick with it. So get to the minimum so that you can start taking the tests. If you get the job, great. If you don't get the job, keep building your resume. But if you have a clean background, good living, good character, and built on your resume that keeps developing, you'll get there. You will.
And we keep hearing that across the board. So thank you so much for reiterating that and for sharing that with the people that are listening in today.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. All right, so we are so grateful to all of you for having tuned in. For having stuck with us throughout the day. And so you're here, you listened. Our hope is that you received nugget after nugget and just multiple takeaways from all of the interviews that have occurred today. So thank you so much for doing that. We want to know what your takeaways were. Go ahead, follow us on social media. You're already here on this particular platform. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our other platforms. Share the takeaways you were able to receive from today. We would love to know that. We also want to give a special thank you to you for staying, also to the team, to our production team who put so much into today. We also have an internal staff. We had all hands on deck for this particular event just to make sure that it went off without a hitch. This is a really, really special day for so many people involved. Make sure that you stay tuned for upcoming events. November 15th, we'll be back at it with the Recruitment in the Spotlight from National City. Make sure you tune into that. This will be an opportunity where you can submit questions live to get all of your questions answered, or at least as many as we can do live as possible, that we promise. So make sure that you go ahead and do that. Also, take a deeper dive into the Becoming a Firefighter platforms. There's so much content here that we developed just for you. So make sure that you go into that, look into it, watch the videos, engage, comment. We would love to know what you think. And then also, spring of 2024, Cal-JAC will be launching a series of academies. And so we will be looking toward the future at providing opportunities for you to become an EMT or to become a paramedic. And so the best place to find this information is on the website, and that's caljacacademy.org. CALJAC, the word academy.org. So hopefully you can go there, find more information. And lastly, thank you so much for being here again. Peace out, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.